Hey babes, hello, hello, hello. So there's a few things I want to touch on today because I feel like nobody's talking about it. Um, and if they are, I didn't see it, but I want to speak on things that I'm seeing from my perspective. So let's start with this video.
That last night was like our third year, like anniversary of us like knowing each other, or like me.
Pause. So when she's talking about Ryan called her on like their anniversary of them like knowing each other or meeting each other, whatever it is, right? And at that part, she cracks her voice as if she's upset and crying about this because it hurts her, because she's the victim. Um, but meanwhile, you were telling Ryan the whole relationship, everything's fine, the D is fire. Yeah, I'm so happy. This is the happiest I've ever been. And then you throw him away instantly for another guy. But I told you that was going to happen like months ago, right? It was in a reading I did, and I said she's going to be just overwhelmed with the materialistic stuff. And to that point, right? So for me, what she's about to say is all just listen.
In person and all that. I didn't remember that. So after that, I felt bad for answering him with, "Why are you calling me?"
You should feel bad. You should feel bad. And the reason you should feel bad is not why are you calling me? It's why when all that stuff about Steve happened, you started texting Ryan back. And now that Ryan's texting you back, it's a problem and you're the victim again.
So that made me feel like a piece of shit.
Because you are. And that's how you should feel. Because that's who you are. You've done nothing good since you've been out of prison. Nothing.
I try to be sensitive to him. I really do.
That's your husband right now. And you're trying to be sensitive when you broke your vows. But we all knew you were going to break them. He was just your meal ticket out of prison because he looked good on papers. I knew you were lying the moment you said the D was fire. I don't know if y'all remember, I said that ain't no D, that's a boom boom. The man's 400 pounds. We know the D ain't fire. We know you're lying. I knew you were going to leave him the moment I heard that.
And I mean, I wish him nothing but the best. I heard
As she shakes her head no.
that he went out on a date, I guess. Good for.
As she shakes her head no. Good for him. As she shakes her head no.
So someone did a voice filter on her. So that's why it's like that. That's why it's not her actual voice. They changed her voice, which is hilarious.
I kept telling him for the longest time, go, like, get late,
Awkward.
Do what you need to do to mend your heart. I'm all for.
To mend your heart because you broke his heart because you played him like a little fiddle. That was your trick in prison. He'd put money on commissary, take care of all your stuff you needed taken care of on the outside. You used him, abused him, and threw him away. But you're used to doing that to people.
And I'm totally fine with him doing lives. There's some things that I feel like if you're going to talk about your life, talk about your life. Don't talk.
And she's sitting here talking about him.
About me. Talk about.
You don't want people to talk about you, yet you're on the internet. What?
Your hobbies. Talk about wrestling. Talk about what make.
But you're talking about him. So why can't he talk about you? All right, so I'm done with this video. Let's go to the next. Okay, so I want to talk about this video. And before I speak about this video, I want to talk about another video. So I want to remind you to please watch the playlist on YouTube because I show a part where she's on trial, on stand, or whatever she's doing, and she admits, okay, that at 8 years old, or I'm sorry, before 8 years old, the when she went into the wheelchair, at that moment, she admits at that moment she knew it was all a lie, a fraud, and a scam, just like I said. Okay, and that was the first time I ever saw that video, and it was just a snippet of it, and she literally admits to knowing it had always been a scam for money, houses, and etc. She says this out her own mouth. I'm not saying this, I'm repeating what she says. Okay. Now I want to talk about a video that I seen yesterday. It was on Nina's page, but I don't know which page because she has a few pages. But Gypsy was, I guess, live, and she was like doing her hair. And I just want to say there is a reason for everything that Gypsy does. Okay, the way she's playing Ken and Ryan against each other, she's looking for attention, right? She wants to feel like somebody's fighting over her and for her, right? Now, with this specific video, not this one that you're looking at, the one I'm speaking of that I saw on Nina's that I cannot find, she's curling her hair, talking about get ready with me, right? She puts this really dark tanning solution on, and then she's sitting there for like 10 minutes curling her hair, but it's not curling. And she mentions how she got it in 2000, I don't know, 16, 17, and she's always had this curling iron, and she loves it, and it don't even curl her hair, like seriously. And again, Gypsy Rose does everything for a reason, to get what she wants, because she also said she gets whatever she wants. Okay. And this reason for doing this whole stupidness with this curling iron is just to get sponsorships. Duh. Why is nobody saw that? Nobody saw through that. She just wants sponsorships. Now, high-end curling iron people are going to reach out to her and give her some free shit. She wants to be an influencer. She is an influencer. But for the wrong side. She's not a beauty icon. There's nothing about her that screams, oh my God, I have to do it like Gypsy. Because if you ask me, she's copying everybody else's looks. So, with that being said, the whole reason of the non-working curling iron is she just wants sponsorships. Duh, right? So let's go over this video.
It's a lot of the things.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's going to be speaking on her traumas. And I have a few videos about this where I catch her in 100% lies. Okay. So let's do this.
That come up that are triggers for me is tied to my trauma, obviously. But we've been able to nail down what really is some of those causes and the root of it. So we know.
Guys, she's saying most of her trauma happened at 10 years old. At 10 years old, she was already full-fledged in on this scam 100% for years at this point. There was never no signs of abuse. Ever. If you try to say, oh, the eye surgeries and her glands, and she needed all of those, do a little bit of research and you will see she needed all of those. And that's why I really hope she is pregnant, because her karma is going to come through her child. And what I mean by that is she has a 50-50 chance of her baby having the same chromosome deletion as she has. Okay. And because of that, 9 times out of 10, the baby's going to have the same chromosome deletion. Okay. And the baby's going to have to, unfortunately, go through the same procedures that Gypsy Rose had to go through, because Gypsy Rose is in the eye of the media and public from going live and all that other crap. We will see for a fact that Gypsy Rose needed all those surgeries through the baby. You understand? So, something she can't run from.
People have different stages of their life that they grow from. So the way my therapist told me.
Yeah, because she's definitely speaking as if she's speaking like the therapist.
Is that like my trauma, like my most damaging trauma happened when I was like 10, 9 or 10. And so that explains why.
What trauma? You didn't get the ride you wanted on Disney? You didn't get to meet your favorite Harry Potter character? Oh, wait, you did get all of that. So what trauma? There was no trauma. Dee Dee didn't abuse her, hit her. She didn't tie her up. If anything, Gypsy tied Dee Dee up. Because that story don't even make sense. And when she talks about the story 2 different times, I caught her laughing and smiling about it instead of getting triggered. Her face showed excitement. Okay.
Personality, when I react to something, I don't respond, I react. So when I am reacting to a situation.
See, crazy people don't know they're crazy. And for her to be able to explain this precisely, nope.
There is 2, let's just say ages. That's how she explained it to me. There's 2 ages that I am.
And now she's just trying to still make you think like she's slow, like she's the one with the autism. And that's why she was acting like that the whole time. And now she's a different age. And now I talk like a grown-up. Just overnight.
Because when you have trauma, you are stunted.
That's not necessarily true. That's usually drugs. Okay. I have been a victim since I was 1 year old. You trying to tell me I'm stunted at 1 year old? Nah, get out of here.
The point in which the trauma happened. And so for me, it was 10.
Look, she thinking of a lie. Look, she don't know what the fuck she about to say. You were not 10 with no trauma. There is no trauma in your eyes. The only trauma I see is your mother's face. The bloodied one.
But when I react to a situation that I am triggered by.
Like your mama telling you no.
My 10-year-old self.
Bullshit.
Reverts back to that mentality.
Is this justification? Did the 10-year-old Gypsy kill your mother? Get out of here.
A 10-year-old. So some of the things that I say and do reflect someone much younger.
She really trying to play dumb. I don't buy it. You're too calculated. Nope.
Than my 32-year-old self.
Lies. Do you buy this? Let me know in the comments right now. Do you buy what she's saying right now? Or do you see what I'm saying?
With also that being said, some other traumas happened when I was 16. So.
What? They told you no? They didn't want to you?
When I am reacting to it.
You're 16 years old, right? But you're locked in the house, right? So where's the trauma? If you can't go nowhere, where's the trauma? Because you were allowed to go places.
Situation under stress where I feel controlled.
Oh, she's talking about Mama Dukes.
That defensive snark.
This is real. Look at her eyes. That's Let's go back a little bit.
Where I feel controlled. That defensive, snarky behavior that wants to clap back, that wants to defend myself,
You clap back on your mama. That's what you did. She told you something you didn't like, and you couldn't have it in your control, and you slaughtered her.
Just say something sarcastic comes out at that time. So, my therapist broke it down to where it's very enlightening of why in the show, like why Ryan and I would get into arguments,
Again, I feel like Ryan has his own issues with wanting to be with a murderer in the first place, but at the same time, he was totally used, like a John, like a trick, like just totally freaking used. And I don't think he was blinded to it. I think he knew exactly what was going to happen. It might have even been in the freaking script, okay? Because I think it was 100% in Gypsy's script, but I'm talking about the actual show script too. Like, are you gonna get rid of him or what? But I think he 100% knew that it was gonna happen. Um, I just think he had like a glimmer of hope he was holding on to, because this man literally knows everything that she's told him, because everything I've seen, and I haven't even watched it, but everything I've seen on like little clips on TikTok, he's answering before she's answering, which tells me he's memorized her letters and stuff like that. So she feeds him BS, he memorizes it, and now she has somebody to corroborate her lies. Okay.
Would say some of the things that I said to him. And it's because I'm reverting back to that mentality of that.
Let's just listen to that part again.
To arguments, why I would say some of the things that I said to him. And it's because I'm reverting back to that mentality of that trauma. And
she said him. Of what trauma?
So when I am reacting to a situation under stress where I feel controlled, that defensive, snarky behavior that wants to clap back, that wants to defend myself, that wants to say something sarcastic comes out at that time. So, my therapist broke it down to where it's very enlightening of why in the show, like why Ryan and I would get into arguments, why I would say some of the things that I said to him.
Well, you had to paint him in the bad light. Like, you're telling your bedroom business to the entire world. Any man would be upset about that. Any man. If you wanted to privately talk to your sister, you would have privately talked to your sister, but you didn't do that. You made sure the cameras were rolling. So about this is real shit. No, this is real shit that you created. It's not real life shit. That's drama you created. And you tried to capture him in the bad lighting, so you could be justified as why you went to Ken.
And it's because I'm reverting back to that.
It has nothing about it. She knew exactly. She was very calculated. It wasn't something a 10-year-old would have done. It was very calculated. She knows what she's doing. She's been planning this for a very long time.
Mentality of that trauma. And so there was times that I told Ryan, like, you're acting like my mother, like, you control me, you're this, you're that.
And nobody was controlling her. She didn't like that he was looking over at her while she's on the phone. You were cheating. It's called intuition. You were cheating. 100%. Hello.
Because I'm reverting back to that mentality of that trauma.
Ken literally hovers over her and looks at the phone. She ain't got a problem with that because she's into him. She was never into Ryan. 222. She was never into him.
And so there was times that I told Ryan, like, you're acting like my mother, like, you control me, you're this, you're that. And yeah, I did call
See?
Ryan some things and point out.
The thing is, she's trying to make him look bad. Ken's doing the same things Ryan was doing. And it's okay for Ken and wasn't for Ryan. She's about he a hoarder. No, he's a big freaking guy. He eats a lot, obviously. And he came home from work and you threw everything away. All his food he just bought. You know how expensive food is, Gypsy? No, you don't buy it.
Hello.
He had his whole fridge stocked for meals. And you threw all the meals away and the Tupperware.
Hello.
Some dumbass shit. I'd be mad too.
What are we watching?
And then you try to say, "Oh, he's a whore."
Candace Starr made a video like of when people record her lives. Candace Starr's going through all the different clips and talking about her lives. Like the title is Gypsy Rose Desperate for Attention and Sponsorships. Like when she was using the curling iron and stuff, like it wasn't even on.
I missed it because I had to change internet. What'd you say?
When Gypsy was trying to curl her hair because she was using a curling iron she used in prison, and she was using the same one that she used in prison, the curling iron wasn't even on. It didn't look like it was even on because it wasn't even doing anything to her hair.
Oh, Father, have mercy, dumbass.
She was doing a get ready for me for the finale.
Wait, get ready
according
with
to
me.
Nina. Finale, whether she's going to either announce she's pregnant or they're getting married or whatever. That's what that.
Okay,
So
I'm with
Candace Starr is saying that she hopes that she is pregnant in a way because there's a 50-50 chance that the baby will have the chromosome deletion like Gypsy. And the baby will have to go through the exact surgeries that Gypsy had to go through.
Yeah, you get paid back for your children, which I kind of wouldn't wish that on.
I don't want that on any
wish
kid. I don't want that on any kid. That's
even though it does
trauma.
happen, what goes around comes around.
Right, that's the circle
It's
of
just-
life. But I don't want anybody to come and go through what
Right. Exactly.
this evil creature, and it should be the worst mom ever. She'll probably murder the child in the bathroom and be like, "Oh, it was an accident. They went by themselves." You know?
Oh dear, the baby's not even gonna make it. It's just gonna strangle itself while she's pregnant. The baby's gonna take the umbilical cord and like wrap it around its neck.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just
But
kidding.
That's legit. It's legitimate.
if Gypsy were to be my mom, I would just do it just to save her. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Because you know what? She's going to be so neglected. He or she.
or I would like wait until I was born and then come out not breathing on purpose.
Ah, you just wow. Wow. Macy, tell us how you really feel.
That's funny. You're funny.
And then
Tell us how you
everybody's gonna be traumatized by her squeaky ass crying in the hospital and be like, "Oh my god, what's a possum doing in the hospital?"
It'll be like,
Wow. Wow. This is interesting, y'all.
well,
Wow.
we've been waiting for 5 hours.
Oh.
Oh,
All right.
That's how it's
Okay. I see. We're throwing the tree on me. That's a whole lot of shade.
now. You're good. You're good.
Shaders.
Anyway.
Oh, ew, 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 ew.
Huh? Huh? Now I got a sound on here. You're not making any noise.
Oh.
How you gonna make noise? No, I don't want to bite anybody.
There you go.
We're making fun of you, huh? Don't bite mommy. Don't bite mommy.
Look at the infection in that
Don't
one.
bite mommy.
Yeah. there
That's
you go.
vicious. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Oh, that's hilarious.
They freeze up. They can't bite down hard. All right, Dia. Let's get this party started. Hello?
She left. She's not in the camera.
No. Please, never again. That was gross. I don't know.
Okay, what did you want to have this live about?
Let me clear my thought. Like, what you guys just ruined my entire brain cells.
Okay, fine.
Just trying to warn the people, whoever's in the
Would you
hospital.
warn my eyeballs?
Well, it was mainly to warn the people's ears because if Gypsy had, oh my god, I can't imagine her screaming when she's pushing the baby out. Oh my god.
Do you remember the interrogation with
You know, the breathing.
wow. That's actually dead on though. Chat. That's dead on.
Okay,
That's sad. That's dead on. Do you remember the interrogation where Nick's stepfather?
Sir, I need a lawyer as she trips on the blanket. I'm sorry. Okay, go on.
Is it wrong that I wish that she would have hit her head in the freaking door?
Oh no! Oh my god!
Is it wrong?
We better be careful what we say.
When she tripped? I mean, I did wish it. I'm just saying, when she tripped, I was like, dang, why didn't she make it all the way there? Anyway, do you remember in the interrogation when it was Nick's stepfather and his little brother? And he said it was like in the middle of the afternoon and they decided to like have intercourse. And he said
I listened to this like 2 days ago.
And it's like they were trying to describe her moaning.
Yeah, he said she was squeaky and high pitched and loud, and they went at it like rabbits. And he had to tell them or tell somebody to tell them or tell Nick to.
I think he told his mom. I think his stepfather told his mom to like, will you let them know like I'm about to leave in an hour to work.
That is so disrespectful too.
Can they wait until I leave? Like, you're supposedly, that's my point. You're supposedly sheltered and this good girl that your mom is so overprotective. You don't know anything about the world. And you go to these people's house and you're, you know.
Exactly. Being vocal.
Like, who does that? Not only that, just the thought of it, like during the day that his brother can come in the room anytime.
Right. And I also remember he's talking about, he said that Nick got agitated because he goes, I guess because, I don't know, I guess because I was talking to her or something like that. And it made me wonder if, you know, knowing Gypsy, if she wasn't like flirting with him, flirting with the stepdad.
Possibly. That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's such a great point.
Thanks,
wow, I did not think about that. That's really a great point. I need to write that down. Hold on. Sorry, Titus. Sorry, Titus. Sorry, Titus. Sorry. Okay. This is my Jib notebook.
I mean, we know how talkative Gypsy is to all and every man, you know.
But that's a really good point, though.
Yeah, and you know,
because I'm like, why would Nick, his innocent ass,
exactly
would be upset about what is what? And he's overprotective over her, so.
I bet she was doing her thing where she just talk like she did the cop in the interrogation room.
There's not a moment of silence.
I know. She loves her favorite subject is her.
And a lot of people, when they make that comment in regards of, oh, Ryan is doing what her mom used to do, talk over her. First and foremost, her mom barely spoke. She only spoke when she was addressed. 1. 2, now that we look at the interviews of Gypsy holding hands with every man, aka Ryan, and nudging him and pushing him and, telling him to shut up and things like that. Now you go back and watch, Gypsy probably wants her mom to hold her hand instead of her mom wanting to hold her hand. You know what I mean? Macy.
Yeah.
Where's she at?
I'm here.
Yep. She had to, she held on to him for dear life. It looked like in those first few interviews.
Yeah, but whichever interview that he comes in and they ask her if you want your man to be there, and she's like, oh yeah, bring him out. And as soon as he comes out, she like grabs him. And I watched the one that they did on Lifetime with that Melissa girl.
Yeah.
I watched it again and again, and then again. And then I was like, he's trying to grab his drink and move this way, and she's still holding on to him. Like she's moving with him.
Yeah. She was like terrified.
But no, she's not terrified. She's just making him look like he's the controlling one when he's not. She's moving with him as he's not even holding her hand. I mean, he's a caressive, touching type of guy, and he's enjoying the fame part of it so much. But at the same time, he's like, oh, I have a woman, I have a wife in my hand, So he's like, I don't know how his brain works, but he thinks it's a loving motion when she's holding him, but she's only painting him as a picture, like he's like her mom, controlling like her mom. But now it made me realize after watching that and watching all that, I'm like, you know what? No. I think she was directing her mom to hold her hand.
I felt like she was a nervous wreck and she was holding on to him.
She's used to holding her mom's hand and controlling the narrative. But a lot of people are like, oh, her mom holds her hand and controls the narrative.
I'll be right back.
Not like,
go get me some strawberry pie since my stepmom doesn't want. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Don't show it to me.
Well, I look like shit anyway, so. What do you mean? I'm not turning on my camera and letting people watch me stuff my face with pie.
It is what it is. I have no comment. I'm here for discovery of things, and that's it. As I stuff my face.
The discovery of things. You say things so funny. The discovery of things.
It's a bunch of things. And a lot of nonsense.
I still think a lot of her having Ryan there was to help her stay on point with and not go too far off script.
I agree,
So,
but not all the time. But also, like I said, but she's the one who's in control of the narrative, though. You have to understand, she's the one who's the whole squeezing of the arm business.
yeah,
And I'm
just talking
referring
about all
to,
the interviews. If you like, there's a pattern there. Like I noticed with each one, the wording that he uses will start off
yeah,
a certain subject, and she'll say her thing, and then if she starts to go off, he'll say something that brings her back.
yeah,
It's sort of like they rehearsed a little bit, but not enough.
yeah,
But that's what
yeah.
it seems to me.
I agree with you.
Because like with her, when she was having interviews with her mom, she would be going way off, and I think that's why her mom was holding her hand, not to control her, but to actually just keep her from going too far off, saying things that they can't reel back in.
I just think Gypsy was the whole, maybe when they turned the computer on during the investigation of the house, Dee Dee has a picture of Gypsy looking like Gypsy looks like everywhere else in the world, I think it's right here. Can I share here? Do I have the right? Let me see if I can present. Let me find it and then I'll present it. But this bathtub. I wonder whose grummy hands these were. Oh, okay. So, dang it, Macy. Can I present? Share screen.
But like what I'm talking about is how she kind of went off too far with the whole dog chain and handcuffs, and being chained to the bed for 2 weeks. And like she can't really take it back now. So I
No.
think she's added to it over the years. In each interview, it gets a
Oh
little
yeah.
different, And I think that's
Oh
why she needs someone in an interview with her to keep her from just word salading like off into the abyss and not being
yeah.
able to like just saying things that don't make sense and that people are going to question you on. That bed, how I mean, and a dog leash and handcuffs, make it make sense.
Okay.
And the way she did it with Dr. Phil, she was like, she clipped the dog leash to the handcuffs, and then she clipped them to the bed. Those aren't moves on you.
Yeah, the first time she said she struggled so bad to even get the words out. It was like she thought she was ready to tell this fishtail, but it just wasn't coming out right. And then in each interview, she tells a little bit more, and she's added embellished a little bit more.
Macy,
Yeah.
you back?
I'm letting the
Can I share my screen?
You got it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
What I thought. Can you see, Kat?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Let's discuss this area here. I guess you can't see my mouse. Can you see my mouse?
No.
Of course not. I can't do anything on this side, can I? Hold on. This is special. I'm special, y'all. How do you do? Can you see? Can you see my mouse
I
now?
see it now.
Okay. So right here, this trash can
Yes.
had the Walmart bag. Do you remember? And inside the Walmart bag had a razor, another razor, not the one that's in the basket here, the laundry basket, but another razor here.
Okay.
But look at this bathtub though. Whose grubby hands were they? Hello, it's bouncing by itself. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like right here,
Yeah, and it's all over
right
the
here,
lights.
right here, right here. Yes, yes. Thank you. Look at this litter box that everybody talks about. But look, there's a little blood here, and there's a little blood spot here.
Ew.
I just need to be careful with what which other picture that's coming up. I don't have a warning. So here, right here, if you zoom in, and this is all from Nick's hand, right? It's all from Nick's hand. It's not as clear as I was hoping that it would be. Is it clear? Kind of blurry. Do you see this area right here? There's like a little blood. Down here, there's a little splatter of blood here as well. And right around the sink has the grummy hand thing. Dirty Diana black hands.
Right, the light switch thing. And
Yeah,
the Purell thing.
what's the terminology on that?
Hand sanitizer thing.
No, it's not the hand sanitizer. The finger evidence, the black mechanic hands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on that. It's on the Purell thing and the light switch. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
It looks like grease.
So I think right here is where the pictures I sent you today, and I said it's not Nick's. And also in this basket right here, there were 2 knives that they took, or 3 knives that they took from here into evidence.
Okay.
As well. I'm trying to see if I can go backwards. Is this backwards or frontwards? Yeah, it was right after I saw, like, look how they took everything out of here to just see it. But obviously there's a reason why it's numbered. It's not the wig. But after seeing the wig part, and see, there's a lot of things that she can do with it. Do you remember the shed, how it has this toddler bed that's broken?
Mm-hmm.
Why was it broken?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know it was broken.
Yeah, it was like broken.
Because her and Dan were doing it and then it broke.
Well, that's fair. You see this right here? This is my favorite discovery right here.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I was so happy when I finally, because I was like, where is that ripped from? I was like, where is it from? And then I was like, at 3 a.m, I was like, literally, I was like, whoa, hold on, 141. 141, before and after. And this is outside Dee Dee's room. And then look at this. It goes here, 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 and go back around. And then that's where they put Dee Dee in here. Dee Dee was not done, did it here. Dee Dee was out here. They cut the first layer, and then they cut another layer underneath it to take into evidence.
Yeah, the padding.
And here's your pizza sauce. Here's your pizza sauce going all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and continuing. I'm just scared. I don't want to like scare people and scare myself. And also,
But like, what are you telling the story of what you think happened with her body? Or
you think I should go ahead and do it since we're live and we have the evidence right here?
I mean, yeah.
And it's recorded and it's ours?
I mean,
you want to help me introduce it? Because
I mean, you're going to basically tell what you think they happened with and why the blood is all over the bigger spots of blood on the carpet.
I don't think anybody noticed that this is what is on the carpet. That's the problem. Nobody has noticed that ever yet. And I've watched a lot of videos, a lot of people, a lot of their own views and their own investigation. I have not yet came to a point of anybody else who've noticed that the carpet is so bloody from the hallway, and it's like dragged all the way to the side of the bed into this area right here. So let's just go ahead and talk about it.
Okay. Well, out there in the hallway, show that the bigger, where there's like the big spots of blood.
I think it's backwards, but that 141 is one of the biggest samples that they took. Not the biggest samples, but it comes from here.
Yeah,
from this area right here. Yeah, and into, whoop. You guys still can see my mouse, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes from here all the way. They dragged her and then put her here.
Yes. Yeah, and so that would explain what they cleaned up. Not just a little bit of blood. It was a lot of blood, right?
And that's why there's so much powder, baby powder everywhere to cover, because this is outrageous of the baby powder.
You can
outrageous amount.
Look at the bottom of the bed, like where you can see.
Yeah, it's outrageous. And then there's a lot of clothing here, and which I'll show you guys also. There was a lot of clothing, blankets, toys, whatever. She was like accumulating here. But little did she know that when somebody digs in an investigation, they will dig harder. And right there you can see. Is it clear enough for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, right there you can see the pizza sauce is what Pat calls it. She calls it pizza sauce. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, well, this is red. It shouldn't be red.
It's
Granted.
It's sort of pink.
Granted. She tried to clean up, and she missed a lot of spots, y'all. A lot. Like right here is not just from, jabbing somebody and then pulling the, no, that's, no, but no, it's not that. It's not like a splatter, because it's like, no,
Right.
This is all, there's stuff that they had to take for evidence as well, because they took before and after pictures of the crime scene. And there's spots in the whole room that has fingerprints and spots that I don't think even Nick knows existed. Oh, there I did it. Guess whose turn that is?
What?
I said I exited out of it.
Oh.
I want to tell my people, like, look away, because I don't know what I'm going to press.
But I guess,
I want to go in here and label them, you know what I mean?
what are you thinking as
Can
far
you,
as, like,
Mace,
where?
can you unshare? Can you stop my sharing? Okay, here it is. I want to get to it before I come back. What'd you say, Tat?
So what are you thinking that, as far as, where do you think that she was murdered?
In the hallway.
Okay.
I believe that she was attacked in the hallway. And I'll be there in just a second to show y'all more of my theory, my forensic evidence, LOL.
It makes sense because, like, there shouldn't be that much blood in the hallway through the kitchen.
No. And she tried to say that
would be on the
Nick,
bed.
right, and she said that, oh, Nick went back and forth to the kitchen. Why would Nick go back and forth to the kitchen, honey? I don't think he remembers what the kitchen looks like.
And Nick's finger did not need stitches, remember?
Nope, he did not.
So it couldn't have been that bloody.
And I will also show you guys a big evidence of the fact that it's not Nick. But I'll go back to Sharon since I found my spot, because I just don't want to scar anybody, you know what I mean? Open it and it's
trigger warning, trigger.
Well, I don't want to open it and it's like Dee Dee's body, and I have a lot of respect for her, so I don't want, you know, so it's not, I don't believe that you should share the dead bodies in that way.
Right, right.
And this is the hallway in front of Dee Dee's room. Okay. That's a lot of blood right here. Okay. She's a big lady. Okay. So she was dragged and it's not. I'm going left or right. And that's 41. And they had to measure that piece that they took right here. I don't know if you guys see it or not still.
I can see it.
Okay. So 141 right here, as I point with my finger. Just to let people know, there's a reason why they took a big piece of the carpet. And if you can see that it still has blood gone through, because this girl don't know how to clean, and it's like you can clean up the top surface, but you can't clean it all the way through, like unless you go get like those vacuum washer, the carpet washer and vacuum machines. What is it called?
Even then, it goes through to the padding underneath.
Correct. Yeah, but what is it called? Those machines. What are they called?
Yeah,
what is it called?
Carpet shampooer.
Thank you. But the vacuum itself, where you like it does the suction.
Oh, okay. Vacuum.
Yeah, it had, and then they went into it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they did another layer. That this is the first layer. Well, they did a first layer, and this is another layer, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a reason why they got deeper into it.
Well, yeah, if Gypsy cleaned the carpet there, she couldn't have cleaned the padding.
Well, Alejandra thinks we're talking about being clean. It's not. We're talking about Dee Dee's, where the crime happened, where Dee Dee was attacked and where Dee Dee was actually jabbed. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about clean or anything. I think Gypsy made it look like a disaster to cover up the things she gave up on cleaning. That's my theory. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about cleanliness at all. We're talking about where the crime actually took place itself of Dee Dee and where she was jabbed and attacked.
I don't
And
think Gypsy realized how much it would
correct,
actually be, but you know,
correct. Yeah, I just noticed that Alejandro was saying something that she doesn't clean. But right here, guys, right on this top right here, where Nick never went, there was blood splatter here.
Wow.
Explain that.
Well, I mean, do we know it splatter or was it like a smear? Could it have
No,
been on someone's hands and they?
so it was like, so you see the kitchen?
Like, nobody knows this crime scene like you.
You see the kitchen right now? Right
Yeah.
here is the door to the side door where David Blanchard said he went to through the window, but this is the side door. It's through the kitchen. And that goes back to my original suspicion. And I'm not trying to accuse anybody of anything, but this is my suspicion, my theory, in regards of this investigation that I'm doing. This is the door. This is the side door. This is the kitchen that has a lot of evidence in it. It's so sad. It's so sad to go through this. There's blood splatter on 119, 120, 121, 122, and inside 123, by the way, guys. And it was taken with a Q-tip. And I'm sure it's in here somewhere that ain't nobody got time to, like, because these pictures are not in order, right? So, yeah. But anyway, this is the window where David Blanchard said that he climbed through to get inside the house to check on Dee Dee and Gypsy to see if they were okay. And the house was super cold, he said. And Macy, do you care to read what comments there are so I can help answer and guide if it needs to be?
oh yeah, I'll show them on the thing.
Do you care to put it on the live so others can see it as well if it's not too aggressive? That makes any sense? Because this is the revolution for today. Revelation, whatever. As Tat thinks I say a lot of funny things.
Revelation.
She did everything on the timeline to put on Nick, which is true.
So my theory, after investigating deep into this crime scene, which, like I said before, the crime scene itself tells a whole story of when it happened, how it happened. So my thing was when Gypsy text messaged Nick and said, which was after 10 p.m. or something on June 8th, 2015, she said, I made peace with my mama. Like she's ready, she's done, she's situated, she made peace with her mom, and she's ready for that plan B to go through.
Okay.
No, it's not the brownie mix. It's what I think happened. I'll show you the reasoning behind the whole kitchen situation. And because you do know that Domino's and Papa John's do make brownies in a tray. So that's one.
It was more. I think it was Papa John's because I've Papa John's when you get because I worked at Domino's, so when you get the brownies, they put it in a separate box, and it's only like pieces, like separate pieces of it. At Papa John's, it's like already together, you know? How can I explain this better? So technically, it's like
No, I know what you're talking about. No, I know what you're talking about. I get them
yeah,
all the time.
it's like the brownies that they're basically already made, and you just put them in the oven and you cook it. So it's like one container of it. It's
You
not
see
like
that?
Yeah, it's like the small personal
You see
pizza,
that?
the brownie.
yeah,
You
it's like
see
a
this? This is Gypsy's bed.
Huh.
You see that? Why is it there? But anyway, let me exit out of here so I can find the picture for you guys, and then I'll share back again. But I'm listening. Go ahead with your brownies.
So, like at Papa John's, it's like a small personal pizza, but instead of a pizza, it's like brownies in a tin. So yes,
Yeah.
it could have it could have looked like she made the brownies at home if she because when I make brownies and I'm taking them to like an event or something, I buy the $1 like tin aluminum tin things.
Mm-hmm.
And I put the brownie like when I mix everything together, I put them in the tin.
Mm-hmm.
So the way they looked on the video, it could have been like she actually made the brownies, but they were obviously from
Right.
lines. But
Right. How come these pictures went off order? Like they used to be in order. Like it's disappointing. It's taking my time because I'd like to. I was more prepared than this.
I'm just kind of obsessed with the whole washing machine.
I'm going there.
I just
Did you see the pictures I sent you? How it's before and after?
yeah.
How she threw a bunch of clothes on top of the washing machine so it can look like that nothing's been touched before?
Did you just send it?
Gypsy literally had this all
I didn't
planned
send it to you? I'm sorry. Then I'll send it.
Oh,
out.
don't worry. Just go ahead.
I'm trying to
You know,
locate the.
I'm kind of surprised that she didn't tell Nick to like go ahead and go when they went to the bus station and they didn't have any room for her on the bus. I'm surprised she didn't tell him to like go ahead and go and have
Mhm.
Dan waiting for her. So then Nick would have been the only one.
I think he's the one that didn't want to leave her behind. And that's the thing.
I
I
know.
think she would have probably been. I think she would have probably been like super fine with it. But
Well,
he's the one that I think.
Fancy had mentioned something about that too.
About the
Where
not
she
leaving her.
there was some reason that she thought she was going to be going with Dan that night, but something happened and she explained it in one of her videos, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, if it wasn't for them being able to track the location of the computer to Nick's house, I don't think they would have ever been caught, or she wouldn't have ever been caught.
I think.
But poor Gypsy wanted to do the right thing and wanted her mother to be found. No,
Right.
you wanted to be caught.
She wanted him.
Well, yeah, that's why she kept saying over and over again. What she kept saying, oh, the guy I'm with, he's the one who's got arrested.
Yeah.
How you know he got arrested? You're in the same situation he is. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was funny. How she
And I
thought
think
she
it
was.
kind of funny, like how she thought she was gonna like be let go and be able to
Yeah.
go back to the house and get the rest of the money. Like you really think that the money's not gonna still? You really think it's still gonna be there? They're gonna take that as evidence.
Yeah, and give it to where it belongs.
Yeah,
All the
I'm kind
charity
of
you
wondering
stole from.
if he actually gave it back to or whatever.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know.
I get it. I'm with you.
So anyway, what you you think that she was attacked in the hallway?
In the hallway, yes. And
And
I'm getting to it.
do you think she was killed there? Or
Yes.
just, okay.
I think she was killed there. There was the walls look like that it had like something has hit it, which probably looked like the tip of the knife was missed and hit the wall, which I'll show you because they have that into evidence as well, into pictures. I'm just really upset right now because I don't know why these pictures just went on crack. Because they're all over the place, and I just don't want to like cross paths with Dee Dee's body, you know?
Yeah, because I've not been right since I saw those.
Nobody is. That's why I was like super confused when Candace Starr, you know.
Yeah.
I just have too much respect for the dead, you know. No matter what they did, it's gone. They're gone. Except O.J. Simpson. It's a different story.
I got
I'm just gonna go ahead and get the hallway pictures out here.
BRB.
Okay, babe. Okay, you ready? Yeah, Alejandra, she's the one that actually purchased the tickets, is she not? That's a good point. Wasn't she the one, Macy?
What?
Wasn't she the one that actually purchased the tickets for Nick? Huh?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I think she sent him the money and he purchased it.
Well, either way, she paid for it.
Right.
She either she would have had to. She mailed him out the cash or something. I don't know.
hmm So this is the front door. And this is the kitchen where, this is the window where David Blanchard supposedly went through the window to check on Dee Dee and Gypsy. Now, Macy, if you would do me a huge favor and pull up David Blanchard, what he looked like, just to show the size to the world of this man and this window. Because I need to be careful with what I'm saying, but I feel like, or I don't even know if I say allegedly right now makes no sense because I'm like saying I feel. It's my personal opinion based on my investigation. This is what conclusion I'm drawing. Would that be sufficient?
Yeah, hold on.
Or is there another disclaimer that I need to say?
I'm back.
Yes, they did find, Alejandra, a wedding ring on the carpet. It is there. It is in evidence. Welcome back, Tat. It is taken into evidence. And we all know it's not Nick's. And my point is to prove that Nick is absolutely innocent. Tat, Macy is looking up David Blanchard's picture to show his size and this window.
Funny.
But I'm sure people can figure that out right now. Am I going this way? Or the other way? I hate not knowing. I think it's the other way. But I'm going to go ahead and show the hallway.
There we go. You see it?
You got it? Okay. Is he talking in here?
No, it's just a picture.
Okay. Can this guy go through this window? May I have an answer, please?
You know what I think? I think it would be a complete mess if he did fit through it.
No, supposedly, like magically, nothing fell off the window, to one. Two, his whole entire body can fit through that window.
Right.
And everything remains intact. And the fact that there's no footprints, no shoe print in here on that area. And he magically closed it the same way. Well, that's why she turned off, the lights were off anyway, because she don't want him to see the scene.
Run me over. She's harassing me.
What?
Oh, someone had called our group chat on Snapchat, but she was like, I didn't mean to call. I was like, I can't talk, I'm on the live.
Okay. And here is the
That's the hallway. She honestly didn't plan this murder very well. Like, if you're gonna
I don't
plan
know. I don't know what's his relationship. I do not care about their relationship and their ancestry. I do think allegedly that he was probably having an affair with Gypsy. I know Tat has her own theory about money, drugs, or whatever. What she can
Well,
provide her.
I don't know for sure, but
Well, allegedly, yeah. Like you have your
allegedly.
own theory. Right, you have your own theory. I'm not saying it's legitimate. I mean, you have
Yeah,
the
but
right
it's not
to
my
think.
only theory. It's just one theory of
Right, like it's
what I said.
whatever. It's like you have something to say about that, which you'll have the floor here in just a moment. But this is the hallway leading to Dee Dee's room, which is at the end over here, apparently. Okay. And it's pretty nasty because it happened somewhere around here, because right here, I think, hold on, right here and somewhere else here that shows a knife that probably missed and hit the wall, which they will go into it deeper. So here's, oh, hello. I tell you, I have no control of this zooming business. But here's your, what do you call it? Tat pizza sauce. Marathon right here.
Yeah.
Like, how much can you clean? She told in the interrogation, she was saying that, oh, he made her clean in the nude because it turns him on or something, and it was his demand because, you know, Victor this and Victor that.
Right.
But I'm like, when she said that, I'm like, why would you need to clean the hallway or anything else outside the room? And then she kept saying that, oh, Nick blocked the room. She never went in the room. And then who put Barney there? Who covered your mom up? Because if he supposedly did what he did, then he did it. I don't think he covered her, is my point. Plus, knowing Nick, I don't think he can think outside 1, 2, 3. No disrespect to him.
Well, her cleaning up naked has to do with blood not getting on her clothes or something like that. And then there's the washing machine with the evidence.
I think she's so lazy that when she did it on the 8th with whoever that was there, which is a big man, I'm not naming any names, but I have a feeling of somebody. I don't think it's Dan, because Dan, if it's the same picture I saw that Dan was, which is an older man with gray hair and that white suit thing for the Star Wars, he's tinier than some people we just saw. But anyway, here's the sanitizer.
Yes, Alejandro, I told you the cellmate said the exact same thing because Gypsy wanted something, but her mom didn't have enough money. So her mom told Gypsy they would have to wait until they got more cash.
Mm-hmm.
And Gypsy didn't like that, so she was like, "That's why I killed my mom because she didn't get what she wanted."
And that goes with your theory.
Okay.
And this girl that was in prison with her was her like cellmate. So like Gypsy was like literally saying everything. Like when the Mommy Dead and Dear's documentary came out, she was telling people in prison that all the surgeries that they were saying that she had, that she didn't really have all of them. That she only had the surgeries that were necessary. So yeah.
You know what? I'd love to see that David Blanchard's hands.
Well, I pulled up the Gypsy Revenge movie thing, and I'm at the point.
I want to see his hands.
Well, I pulled the movie up where Kim and David is talking.
Does he move his hands?
I mean, we can see. If you
Okay,
want me to.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing this one so I can find the other pictures while you pull that one up.
Located up to Wash. We had Dee and Gypsy's home during Hurricane Katrina. Dee and Gypsy's home had been destroyed.
And by the way, pause a second. Gypsy said in the interrogation while she's yapping so much to the guy, she said that they evacuated before it hit.
Yeah.
So that means whatever medical records that was lost and yada 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 that her mom already had, and birth certificates and other documents, important documents, were already with them because they evacuated before it hit. Supposedly, that's what she said in the interrogation, but you know how much she tells the truth.
Right.
So they were relocated up to Missouri And they were basically here to just start over from scratch.
We basically got out of there. When they said leave, we left.
After weeks of staying in the hospital, Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose were then life-flighted to St. John's in Springfield for care. Team leader Dr.
The more that I got to know Dee Dee and Gypsy, the more I got to know about Gypsy's ailments. She had muscular dystrophy. She had a feeding tube. She suffered from severe migraines, and she was on a lot of different medications.
She was unable to walk anywhere. I myself have picked her up and transported her between, couches and beds and vehicles.
Couches and beds.
When I met her, she
Couches and beds. How many beds?
And why?
How many couches? Why were you there? Where was her mom?
So Alejandra said that Gypsy wants to sue Aaliyah.
she would have been 11 or 12. But Dee Dee told me that she had the mentality of like a 4-year-old,
has the right to
somewhere
mention her
around
name.
there. So she wasn't
There was an interview.
quite as developed
so she had
as
the right
she
to
seemed.
say her name.
With no home and Gypsy Rose battling both muscular dystrophy and leukemia, the St. John's Aurora team went to work securing this rent-free home for the family and cleaning it up.
It is overwhelming. You can never dream it in your wildest dream that so many people would just so generously come and help us and love us and just welcome us.
For Gypsy Rose and her mother, the move brings a sense of security, a new town, and a new home that has welcomed them with open arms.
It just proves that happy endings are not just in fairy tales, they're real and true in real life also. They couldn't drag me back to Louisiana kicking and screaming. I'm here to stay. We're home.
If you notice in this area right
Dee
there,
Dee
go back a little bit. Gypsy actually
We're
moves
home.
her hand back and
They
forth,
couldn't drag me back
massaging
to
her mom's
Louisiana kicking
hand.
and screaming. I'm here to stay. We're home.
Dee Dee treated everybody around her
Sad for her.
family, which made it all the funnier that we shared a last name, but in no way were we actually blood related, but she could make you feel like you were.
Every time we saw them, they were always happy and go lucky and wanted to help. And so we wanted to help them as well.
Dee Dee had a lot of trouble asking for help, but they were actually given quite a bit of stuff.
I want to
Like,
see his hands, this big fat
Disney
head.
World, Disneyland. They got the Habitat for Humanity house and the furniture in it and all that.
We have an awesome bathtub. It's a jacuzzi tub meant for my muscles. And we have a wonderful ramp so I can get
Ramp?
by myself. The light switches, I can reach them now.
Because they were what, on top of the ceiling?
doors so my chair can get through.
They were given the van, and when the van died, they got another similar vehicle.
Here's the keys to the house.
Thank you.
And here's the keys to the car that was donated.
They were also given things like free flights to Gypsy's medical appointments or conferences. As far as Gypsy being sick, you almost wouldn't think that she was. A lot of people who had a lot less wrong with them would probably have done a lot more moaning and wailing about the whole thing.
That should have been a red
Here she
flag
is
for you,
having
baby.
tubes
Right.
being put into her, having needles and treatments, and it was incredibly inspiring to see how Gypsy responded to these conditions. It was unreal.
I would love to see his hand. Oh, I love this part. Look how she lands on her feet.
Our porch into the pile of snow. You ready?
Gypsy had that really soft, high-pitched voice
Move,
that kind of like
Alejandra's,
made you feel like
comment.
really
Move the comment so you can see it. Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good, baby.
nice and good.
What was she? How old was she
The
here? 19?
normalcy of life that a child like Gypsy could.
She was born in 91.
But that year when she
I know,
jumped
I know.
off.
I'm trying to do the math. Hold on, let me just, because I don't
She was
know.
14 or 15 when she moved into the house. No, she was 14 when it was 2005, which is when Hurricane Katrina hit. Was she moved into the house 2008?
Hold on. 2018 minus 1991. That don't sound right. What the fuck?
No, it was. I can't. 2008. 2008, she was 17.
She was 17.
But was she 19 when
Could
she was
enjoy seem to be
diving through
very
that?
limited. So it was very important to Dee Dee for Gypsy to have a very fulfilled life before she passed.
I did think their relationship was unique because of everything they did together. They even had a joint Facebook account called Gyp Blanchard, and that's where Dee Dee would give updates on Gypsy's health and like take photos of her in the hospital or, you know, in Disney World. I mean, that was like the dream relationship between any mother and daughter. But I definitely feel like Gypsy did miss going to school so that she can, you know, make all those friends, because you could tell that she wanted to have a life outside of her home. And so she had
What, she
to
was
live
20
her
here?
fantasy. Anytime there was an opportunity for her to dress up, she would.
Oh, yeah.
If they
Oh,
were
yeah.
going to Comic-Con or if they were going to movie premieres, she would dress up as the characters.
She
I just
loved
felt like
her
she liked
fantasy
being
world.
someone else for a while.
Not really.
Especially when it came to like the hair.
No, she loved
because
herself.
she never really had any
She
hair, and
loved
so she got to wear these
to
beautiful
play
long
roles.
wigs, and she took on this entire persona of someone that she could never be. We were
Yeah,
friends
fake
and we
nice
were
girl.
very friendly to each other, but we hadn't really gotten to know each other on like a real friendship level until she started messaging me.
Thank you, Alejandra. She said she was 19 at that moment.
Gypsy had set up a secret Facebook account so that we could talk and she could vent, you know, without having to be filtered or censored by her mom, because her mom was always present whenever we were hanging out together. Emma Rose was an alias that she used. She was just coming to me as like an older companion, you know, because she's only ever had her mom her entire life. And I figured I could be that friend that could be there and like listen to her and like share secrets with. And so she started calling me her big sis, and I started calling her little sis.
All right. Oh, she loves being
The
in
Sunday
a
that it all
different
started
fantasy.
was just a very typical Sunday.
She loves her fantasy world. She loves
I
playing,
see this post.
you know, a dominant.
It was from their Gyp
She
Blanchard
loves
Facebook account.
to play
It
the
was
little
a
girl mode.
very jarring moment.
She thinks it's a
I
turn
was
on
like,
for everybody.
well, that seems weird. I bet you they got their Facebook account hacked and somebody's been playing games with them.
And then there's another.
I don't want to see his hand.
Do you think they're going to be greasy?
I called their phone and they didn't pick up.
At that point, I told him I was going to go over to the house.
I wish it was his own
I
hand.
was leaving messages on the machine. Dee Dee, could you please?
I really want it to be his hands. That's not his hands, obviously.
Call me back, or at least pick up the phone. Let me know that everything's okay. When we got to Dee Dee and Gypsy's house, the car was in the driveway. Something
It's my favorite.
Feel right.
Y'all ready to hear this?
We walked up to the house and started knocking on the door, and nobody's answering.
I knocked on the windows and we shouted their names.
At that point, I was starting to feel a little anxious, so I had Kim call the police department to see if they could come do a wellness check.
Yeah,
When
let's do a
they showed
wellness
up,
check, David.
we realized that the kitchen window was actually unlocked.
Oh.
The police explained to us that since there doesn't appear to be a break-in of any kind, that there is no legal means for them to be able to just enter the property. So I asked them if there's going to be any reason why I couldn't go in the house, and I was told that would be okay. First thing that I noticed when I got inside, other than it being
Big
dark,
ass
is that it
don't
was
fit
extremely
the freaking
cold.
window with his
Like
head.
the air conditioner had been on full blast and just constantly running. And the house looked normal. I was just looking to see if I could find any people or anything that really just struck me as odd.
Look
like
at his face when
overturned
he says
furniture or things that are broken. Gypsy's wheelchairs are still sitting in the living room.
Are
And
they
her
sitting
electric
in the living
wheelchair
room, or
is
they're
in
full
the
of
bathroom.
trash
So
bags?
that means all three of the wheelchairs that I knew that she had were in the house. In Gypsy's room, everything is just typical kids' room. Dee Dee's bed was unmade. There was a lot of blankets on it, but nothing looked out of sorts.
Oh.
When Dave
So
told
hold on,
Todd
pause
what
it,
was in
pause
the
it,
house.
pause it. Anybody with one brain cell, help me, guide me. There is a cleaning bottle right there in the hallway, right? Along with a hat next to the cleaning bottle in the hallway. He didn't bump it. He didn't kick it.
Good point.
Nothing out of the ordinary, brother. And I'll show you. Let me go here. Pause it. Don't go anywhere yet. Because I was just literally looking at it because I want to go and find the outside door. Roscoe, come bark for me.
Roscoe's sleeping in the recliner.
Okay, let me share. Where you at? Where am I at? I'm gonna share for a second, you guys. Just so my brain can shut the F up. You know what I mean? Because he said he walked through the house. All the wheelchairs are visible to his dumbass eye when the chairs, if you look at the crime scene, are actually buried under trash bags and a bunch of stuff. You really can't really see it, especially if it's dark. And then right in the narrow hallway, there's, let me just share. I'm going to shut up because I get too excited sometimes. Okay, can you guys see? Am I sharing? Am I Sharon or Sydney? Macy. About to get fired. Macy. Cat. Anybody? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Does anybody hear me?
What'd you say? I had to go to the kitchen for a minute.
Where's Macy?
I was taking my plate in the kitchen.
My teammates love my ass.
Oh,
What'd you
sorry.
say? Sorry.
Nobody told me BRB, and I'm sitting here talking to myself. Unique, thank you for being here for me. I'm about to fire these two ladies right here.
But I get it. If he walked through there.
No, I'd like to see it because this is it, right? So there's a bottle right here. And I told you my theory. I said, I feel like he wanted to say this statement, this story, that he climbed through the window somehow and walked through the house just in case they find his DNA somehow in there. Because this makes me think you're saying this story because you have something to do with something in there that will be proven in court with these evidence, and your DNA will match something. So you're like, oh, I can use this story where I climbed in there, walked through the house, touched this light switch with your dirty, grimy hands that I would love to see. And that way you can be like, yeah, I went in there to check on them to see if they were okay. The police told me it was fine for me to go in there, so I climbed through the window. That's why my DNA is by somewhere in the kitchen.
Right.
And that's why I walked through and I touched the light switch to turn on to see if Gypsy's room is Gypsy in the room, if anything looks abnormal to me. That's why I probably flicked on the bathroom light too as well.
Yes, there's something to that for sure.
Like
he told two different stories.
Like you didn't kick this bottle? You didn't step on the freaking hat?
I mean, and wouldn't you think that, I mean, that was odd also? But that's sitting there.
Sizzle, the big guy is David Blanchard, supposedly the neighbor. The same name, but not relative, supposedly. I don't know. I don't care, but I know supposedly he's the neighbor. He's married to Kim Blanchard, and he said that he climbed through that window and checked throughout the house to see if anything is abnormal and if they were okay, but everything looked just fine to him. But you're telling me this guy didn't kick this bottle walking in the dark? Didn't step on this hat that was taken into evidence? His big ass hat didn't fit in that window. It would have knocked over things. Thank you, Unique. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, back to my crime life right here.
Oh,
that this guy.
We're talking about David Blanchard. He was the family friend of Dee Dee and Gypsy.
Yeah, so supposedly he didn't nothing. He didn't step on this freaking hat. By the way, this hat has gray hair inside it, or some sort of blondish hair, which is a man's hat. So if it was him, he was too dumb to remember he was wearing a hat. He could have picked up his hat and left. But you see this hair right here? Right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y'all see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all following me?
Yes.
And here's a nap. I'm glad you girls are back because y'all gonna get fired. 2 seconds. I'm like saying hello. You need to rewatch this live.
You've been in training class too long because I don't like it when you talk to me like you're my teacher. It triggers me.
I was like, where they went? I was like, is somebody here? Because I'm trying to
follow me.
I'm trying.
You got me? You feel it?
I'm actually talking to the audience out there, not you two. You guys have seen this.
This is my YouTube, so you got to keep me to use my YouTube.
Well, that's the thing. No, well, actually, technically, I can open my own stream. But I love you. You're my baby. So no, you're not going anywhere. No, but I was like, I'm trying to share this picture, right? So I'm yapping here. I'm sitting here yapping, all like passionate about it. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, go ahead. Can I share? Can I share? Can I share? Hello?
Okay.
Anybody?
You'll be all right.
What was cooking, sister? Anyway,
Yeah, I'm
this
so
is
hungry.
this is the Macy just put her plate up. She's like, "What you cooking? I'm hungry."
See, the strawberry pie my grandma made like
So
last
good.
week. She put strawberries in it, and you have to freeze it so the strawberries get hard and frozen.
Mm.
So I didn't eat the strawberries because I wasn't trying to break my teeth and have to get fake teeth like Gypsy.
I love how when we say something, we have to like somehow tie it into Gypsy's conversation here. I love it. It's great. Steak, shrimp, asparagus, and a sweet potato. Oh, sizzle! You're sizzling over there. Sizzle. Mm.
That steak is sizzling.
Oh, baby. So this
Oh,
is the laptop. What?
I gotta say something. So my mom, she tagged me in this video about when Gypsy was getting her hair and makeup done by Alexis Oakley when she was, I guess, in LA or I don't know where she was, but who knows. But anyways, she was talking about how she didn't know the new terms like mother and slave. And then this guy was like, or this woman was like, really, Gypsy? You don't know mother and slay? You literally slayed your mother.
Yeah.
Whoa. Talk about a.
So better watch it. You better hide your mamas before she comes slay your mama.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I would watch out, Ryan, before she comes and slays you too.
Thank you, Sizzles. I can smell your steak and asparagus and sweet potato. Mamma mia. Let's swerve back to the crime. Okay, and here we have the laptop that Dee Dee usually uses. Not Gypsy, because remember, Gypsy's laptop was smashed with a hammer, along with her cell phone. And then when she got out of prison and life after prison, she was talking about, I never had a cell phone really in my life. And I'm like, hold up. Hold up. What? Gypsy, you never had a cell phone before in your life? You never had a cell phone? Do you really want me to make that video? Because clip, 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 clip. Put it together. You lie, 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 lie. Cell phone. She never had a cell phone. Tell me how do I text back? Because I don't never had a cell phone before. Oh, this is neat. Bet you had a cell phone when you were in prison, probably.
Exactly, yeah.
Come on.
She
Anyway.
got all that money while she was in there for a reason.
Well, Ryan was saying what? He was saying, 350 per phone calls. And then I'm sure he was sending her money on her books, as Ken said. And then Ken was saying he was sending 300 for her books.
For 2 years, which I don't even believe.
Right, his broke ass hoe.
There's something up with that.
Because his broke ass hoe, that's why.
Yeah.
Now tell me if Nick did this. Why is Gypsy's laptop full of, you know? And this is what I was trying to tell you, Tat, that the background picture of Dee Dee's laptop, because she believes her daughter is actually sick, is legitimately. And you look, you can see how many which words that Gypsy uses on her keyboard. Let's which letters. 1, 2, 3 is her password in there. But anyway, there's evidence right here of fingerprints and then blood splatter. And y'all will see. I ain't lying because I got evidence about hers. And right there, you see it right here? You see the pizza sauce? You see the pizza sauce? On the carpet? You see it? Under here, I wish they removed this little rug. Because
What rug? That's a carpet, right?
that's a little rug. And I think if they can remove it, I don't know if they have ever. I haven't seen it be removed. But if they have removed it, they would actually see a lot more in there. What Alejandro was saying? Mace?
Yes.
What Alejandro is
I
saying?
think she can offend again because I do, just like her neighbor said, she'll probably do it before her parole is even over.
I don't understand the question.
Do you think she'll offend again?
Oh, girl, you know it. I'm just waiting for somebody to upset her. I don't want her to hurt anybody, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not going into the area, am I?
Would be that it would be after everything's like said and done, the dust is settled, and she's like a Mama June, honey boo boo, like poor, all the money's gone, everything, and the whole world thinks she's a joke. Then she will do something. It's my opinion, my thoughts.
I think it's when you trigger her the most, she will. And that's the thing. Like, if maybe, I don't know, like, I don't see it, to be honest with you. For some reason, like, my psychic ability is not working right now. I don't see it happening. But I feel like if you trigger her to the max, you will be able to see her true colors.
Yeah, and she does those reaction videos, and she always ends up deleting them. I mean that.
No, I mean like to the next level.
What?
Like to the next level where she's so close.
It's an indicator, is what I mean.
Yeah.
She's impulsive, like she's hot-headed, kind of.
Yeah. I do have a question on here on this item that I still have no answer to. I'm gonna share it. It's gross looking, but I think this is where it ties into my scenario with being, in the hallway. I think this is where they tied her with in order to lift her because they don't have a Hoyer lift because Dee Dee is a big lady. I think this is because this is like tied with another thing, like this whole thing is a number of 3-4 items tied together.
Like what is that? I mean, that looks like it's been soaked with blood.
Right, because I think that's where they
Yeah, and it looks like it was like a ripped up sheet or something that they used to.
something, yeah, or like you said, I don't know.
Maybe they tied her up and drug her to try to hoist her up on the bed. Something. And that's how it
Something like she was tied, and I know she was tied. I know I think this was where they tied her, as my point, and to like try to lift her, because
Right.
again, we don't have a Hoyer lift, so it's like lifting her with it somehow,
Yes.
with a
2 men.
blanket or something to like put her on the bed.
And it would take 2 men to do that.
Right, and that's where the dually truck comes in.
Somebody who had a truck. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared to go in here. Let me just unshare before I go any further, because those are very close to, what we don't want to see. But I'm trying to go to the walls, is what I'm trying to show you guys to complete my theory before. And then we can go to the backyard, the front yard, and then, to complete the dually truck. Heavens to Betsy.
I mean, there's no. What else could that?
No, you're right. I mean, it literally, I was looking for dually trucks, and I'm like, oh my, what is that? Like those tires.
Yeah, and it's extra wide in the back, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Let me share again. Right. Oh, she was gone before Nick got there. She was gone. She was gone on the 8th. And here's another, just in case people are like, "Oh, it's dirt. It's dirt. It's the thing is dirt. 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 This is not dirt. 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 Blood.
All right. What are we doing?
Did you not just hear me? I was saying that this is a proof of the walls where it's I'm trying to show everybody right here, just in case people are like, oh, the walls are dirty, blah, blah, blah. It's not dirt. It's legitimately blood. And you can see it down here as well, where it didn't get cleaned really well. Like down here, down here. If I'm speaking that way, I'm just literally speaking to the audience.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I just need my backup singers with me.
Thank you, instructor.
Okay, so here's your fingerprints. Look at this. This is driving me crazy. Whose hands? Crummy hands. I'm scared where to go next because it's close to the, you know what. This cup has been taken to evidence because of the not just. So they are taking these straws into evidence for a reason. And I don't think Nick sat there and had a Pepsi. Oh, speaking of Pepsi, LOL. Okay.
Who's breathing?
It ain't me.
It ain't me.
Okay. They did take the phone in for evidence just because it had some blood splatter as well on it. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. And some evidence to it as well. I'm scared. It's too much. Anyway, there was a NyQuil somewhere around here. Oh, Lordy, have mercy. One wrong click, y'all. One wrong click, and you start all over again. Help, help. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, girl, if you don't drink water and you're just drinking sodas nonstop, what do you think is going to happen to your stank ass teeth? Some people really believe, like, oh, my mom gave me so much medicine when I went, and the dentist just really, seriously, they're that stupid. They don't know how to do their job.
Right.
Like, just the things that she says is like, come on. Like, who's so stupid that they actually believe in her story? Like, the dentist is that stupid, didn't get her or his education well. Like, come on. Stop. Like, stop. You know?
I think that's what irritates me the most is that she thinks that she's so smart, so much smarter than everyone else. And
Yeah.
it makes me want to really just prove her wrong.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm right here. This is it. This is literally to prove to the whole world right now tonight, you guys. And you know, I've been waiting to actually make a video by myself and just put everything together to just word it appropriately for people to make sense of it. And I was going to do it little by little, but let's just go ahead and get this show on the road and let everybody know, like, you know what? Dee Dee Claudine Blanchard was possibly murdered on June 2015 between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. in the hallway. Because Nick didn't turn the lights on, did he, anybody? Did he say he turned the lights on, guys?
No. The lights were already off.
No, I said, did he turn any lights on? Like, did he touch anything?
Not that I know of.
If you did something in the, gosh, why isn't this going down? If you did something on the bed, why is there splatter on right here? Why is there blood droplets right here? Can you guys see it? Or am I just talking to myself?
I don't see any. What are you
Oh, because Macy don't show my nonsense. That's why I'm going to sit here and just be quiet. And I think she's brushing her teeth.
No, I took Roscoe out to pee.
Oh. Yes, Unique. He did say it was dark, so when Macy comes back inside, you can understand why I asked that question. Because she needs to tell me I'll be right back. Because she don't give me access. I don't have any access to show you guys what I want to show you guys.
We're not allowed to mess with the controls.
I know, like we're grounded, man. She's the IT technical representative over there. Thank you. Thank you so much. All she did was put her foot in the door, and somehow I was able to share. Okay. So Nick said that it was dark, and I don't know if, as you can see, there's blood droplets all over here, and obviously there's a Q-tip here for them to take to evidence. A light switch as well here. It's grummy hands right here. Oh, I want to see somebody's hands so much. Somebody stop me. Anyway, blood droplet.
Doesn't the guy have a Facebook you can go stalk and find his hands?
Does he? You know I would have.
Well, I would imagine.
Oh my God, don't tell me those things. You know.
Or his wife might have one.
I don't know if you know.
But what?
I don't know if you know. But these eyes see beyond what is written. One look at one thing and I'm like, oh my God. As I said, here's that person's grummy hands right here. They have to take into evidence this dirty Diana's grummy hands. I want his hands. I want to see them. And this is the bathroom door, which I'm sure was like, there's blood splatter here, and then I'll show you guys on the floor once we get to that area. Here's the bathroom. Look at that. Y'all see this mess? I mean, it was like a legitimate, hardcore, outrageous, painful. And that's why Gypsy said, her mom said, please don't hurt me. Like, I completely understand where that line came from. Like nasty, dirty Diana feet. Hi, Roscoe.
Some people think that they tortured her, or she was tortured for days.
I think whether Gypsy went alone to the hospital or not, I think she went with her mom to the hospital to get her feeding tube changed.
Oh, yeah, so that would make...
Which was on the 8th, which she left around 4 p.m. She told Nick on a text message, she said, okay, I have an appointment to get my feeding tube changed at the hospital. And I was thinking, I'm like, at the hospital appointment to change your feeding tube. Okay, that doesn't make sense at all because you don't make...
They do it themselves.
And you don't make appointments to go to the emergency room. So then she came back and she's like, oh, it was like a 6-hour wait in the hospital, in the emergency room. I'm like, your story's not adding up, sweetheart. But let's see. But I don't know if you guys noticed. I know that a lot of people are like, oh my God, Dee Dee was a hoarder, da 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 da. Dee Dee was not a hoarder, to my knowledge, to be honest with you. I think the lady is super organized. I think she supplied the things that you would use all the time instead of running to the store all the time. I think it's pretty smart to have, like, say for example, like 4 um, of these packs of baby wipes, you know, to wipe with and stuff like that. Why? I mean, that's smart shopping. That's what I do. You buy in a pack instead of buying one and then having to run out and then you having to go. So I don't think the lady was a hoarder just because the older items that she has touched prior to her getting sick, she maintained an organized area or organized lifestyle. And then Gypsy comes around because her mom is sick and she was like, a trash. I almost cursed. Like, did Nick say anything about getting under the sink?
I don't think he got into any details like that, did he?
No, because it wasn't Nick.
Right.
I think she sold Nick a story. And she made him, like, I think
Yes.
you and I discussed this. I think she told him a narrative to go with, and then, like you said on your videos, that she promised him a good
Yes.
lawyer if he
Yes.
comes through for her.
And that reminds me, I just finished watching her testimony again. And at the end,
Roscoe,
they ask, is this, you know, basically a story that you guys came up with or in case you got arrested or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And she said yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't know if you noticed in his text messages, he kept saying, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about you. Are you there? I'm worried about you. Are you? And he was legitimately worried about her. And they did take this Irish Spring body wash into evidence, along with this beautiful cup with the straws. And they did take a lot of fingerprint samples from this grubby hands that's all over the, and this is the outside again, another side of the door. Roscoe, you're the best thing in this life, Roscoe. I love you, Grandpa.
Why don't we do a part 2 tomorrow night?
I just don't want it to be stolen by tomorrow night because I've already, you know, we've discussed it and it's almost, you know, I just don't want to not finish it and somebody's like, oh, I solved the problem, which they didn't. And here is the window. Somebody show me his hands. This is the window. Can you share, Mace?
She's in bed.
Macy already sprayed herself. I swear.
Her and Roscoe's in bed.
May. This is the window that this guy climbed. Oh, look, he put the screen back on as well. You think he went sideways?
I don't know. I just can't see it.
You think he went sideways?
He may not have even went in at all.
You know, he said he came through the front door. Let's say he did. I think he went through here, this back door, and then he came from the front door, just in case they find his DNA inside the house. Which, if you didn't feel so antsy, you wouldn't go in somebody's house that you think that something major has happened. I don't care how much of a big man you are and that you don't think that, you know, maybe a killer is inside. Also, since Nick went in through the front door, supposedly, and went straight to Dee Dee's room, he didn't go left or right. Why is there so much evidence all over the front yard, the backyard, a lot in the backyard?
Yeah.
And then this there's a cigarette in there. Like, this is like, where is this at? This is all the way to the back, right here. Like, what did Nick do over here? If it was Nick, can we have a discussion with him? Why was this lined up all the way here? Because of, you know what? And here's that one. Where was what was Nick doing over here? Huh, Tat?
I don't know.
Well, what is he doing all the way back here? What is Nick doing all the way back here? Can we know? Let's ask Nick. Nick, what were you doing in the backyard? What were you doing stepping on a piece of gum right here? You know, what is happening over here on the sidelines right here? Like, what is this? What are you doing on the side? What were you trying to do? Did you not walk through the ramp? Did you not walk through the ramp and get in a taxi? Oh, I'm sorry. Whose tires are these? Whose evidence are they collecting? Like, you know, let's discuss this, Nick. What are you doing out here? You know, all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. Look at this. Just in case y'all don't see it, they sent a drone to take a picture of where Nick was at. You know what I mean?
Roscoe agrees.
Roscoe is like, yeah. He said, I was there. Right, Roscoe? Like, he went all the way back here, you know? And that's the trash bag I was telling you. Remember, I was saying that, not the trash bag, the Walmart bag.
Okay, yeah.
I said, there's a razor right here.
Uh-huh.
Like, and it's not the same razor as that one that was in the laundry basket.
Razor.
Right? And they just grabbed the whole bag and they took
Men's
it.
razors are the green ones.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And here you go. This is what I was talking about. This completes my theory of the hallway area, because it goes 1, 2, and then down here. But you see right here, dang it, the blood splatter dried up, and then into, if I know how to maneuver my hands, thank you very much, right through here, onto this metal area. And obviously on the door. And there's that dot right there. I don't know if you can see it. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just from a distance, you can see it. All this, by the way, Tat, all this is from Nick's finger. Dan, Nick is a bleeder. And here you go. You with me, Mace? Here we go. Going back to my theory of the whole hallway incident and everything happening in the hallway. And I'm sure this is going to trigger the life out of Gypsy, but this is where it happened. Like this hallway. Why is there blood splattered over here? Like, what happened here? Nick? And this guy was on the stand, and then Nick's lawyer decided to say, "No questions, Your Honor." No questions? Can I be the lawyer for just that day? Like, look at here.
Stay away from.
Like, look at here, Tat. Like, all the way here, here, down here. Like, that is not, all this is not something out of your tiny, small ass hand or finger.
Right. That didn't even need stitches.
No. Look at this. And that's them missing it because she's such a beautiful cleaner.
Yeah, this is after she's already tried to clean it up.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, you told me that. That's how
Yeah.
I would have thought that. So.
I'm just scared. I don't want to bump into something we don't want to see. I'm telling you, I would love to speak to him, Alejandra. I know they said what Hello Starlight was saying just today that which is a friend of mine on TikTok, which not like friend of mine, but you know, I consider him a friend of mine if you're pro Nick and you're trying to get justice for Nick. But his name is X on TikTok. He used to be like Justice for Nickname or something like that. But Hello Starlight indicated today that X, who's on TikTok,
He goes by X.
Yeah, he goes by X. X, who's on TikTok, said that he's actually close with Nick, and Nick told him that he doesn't want anybody to speak about him, and I'm not 100% sure exactly what Hello Starlight was saying, but she said he was telling him that those days that he spent with Gypsy were still his favorite days of his whole life, were the best days of his whole life. Still till this day.
Well, he did state that himself also.
Till this day, yeah. And then he said that something about getting some sort of fund to hire new attorneys and stuff, and then he refused it or something. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to watch the live again because I watched for like a few seconds and I had to like dip because I had a phone call. But over here, the reason why they're taking it, which again, here's your baby powder. Two things I think she did the baby powder for, and this is my opinion again, only my thinking, the way my brain works. It's wired differently, so this is the way it thinks. She put baby powder everywhere to cover what is left of the crime scene that she don't want people to see and assume it's just a filthy ass house, right? Two,
or they couldn't get fingerprints.
Also that, but two, the stench of the dead body in there. Because baby powder is always like super aggressive to the nostrils whenever. So, and that's where David comes in. He didn't smell anything, you know. Here's your washing machine. I need to show you the washing machine prior to it. Here's the wedding ring that we were discussing earlier. Here you go. And we'll discuss the wheelchairs and by the way, all this right here is not groceries. These are evidence that is going into the collection and get tested. All that's right here.
Yeah, and we'll never know exactly what everything
We
was.
will know because I have a feeling this better come out. Yeah. Also, inside Dee Dee's room, I think I showed you guys this. I sent you a picture of the vacuum, and the bag inside it went into evidence as well. Ah. It's so much better to see it on a computer than your phone. Oh, Jip. And the cleaner supply here, I like literally zoomed in to see the handle, to see if I can see the darkness and see if that person had touched it. But you know that went into evidence anyway because of the fingerprints of who else touched it. And I know, remember she said that she told Nick to help her, which bothers me so much. Why are you asking this guy to help you clean up? Macy, don't fall asleep on TV. I don't know what Alejandro said. I missed it. But here's your Dollar General, which is my favorite. It was on June 9th, and that would be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 608. This is on the 9th, 608. After the situation happened, the next day, this is what she went and bought. I don't know what these are for. What is she serving trays for? I don't see the serving trays. Do you think she went and bought the serving trays so she can pick up her mom with? Are they metal serving trays? Did she try to make us like a Hoyer lift with them? What's an entree pack?
What is it?
Right there, 2 large and entree pack, 3-pack of something. What is it for? I don't want to Google it. I was Googling a lot of other things.
Entree. That's food.
3 packs of what?
An entree is usually like a.
That's
like
what I
a,
thought. Does it have food in it or just the entree pack?
It's usually like, I would say it's like a TV dinner or something.
So it is food?
Yeah, an entree.
So it has food in it, not just the. So she bought 2 dinners on the 9th.
Yeah, I guess.
With 2 serving trays?
I don't know what the serving trays would be for.
So she bought dinner for her and the person that helped her do this incident, this situation. And 9907, remember that so we can look at her mom's credit card, just in case she used her mom's credit card on that note. Anyway, that went to evidence because obviously reasonings. Ah, no. Oh, I hate this part. Mm-hmm. Okay. All righty then. And go back, homie. Okay. So this is where I think she's telling the truth about her changing her tube ties, lol, feeding tube. Just because of this. Other than that, I would not believe a single thing. Um, but that says it right here. But it does not have a time frame, which kind of confuses me because most of the discharge papers that you ever get from hospitals always have a time stamp somewhere. And I was this close to contacting this phone number because I wanted to know the time frame because I couldn't see it. But here's the Walmart receipt. Along with the nail polishes that she never opened, that she supposedly painted her nails with her mom, you know, before and after she had a fight. You know? Are you guys awake?
Mm-hmm. No.
I just want to know if this ring has their grummy hands on it. Does it look like anybody that you know?
I'm not sure.
I think it's CJ. If it's CJ, yeah, and here's the kitchen floor, by the way, you know, just in case, because she wanted to frame Nick. This is blood, legitimately. Here's the where people are like, oh, she made brownies. Yet the flour is not open, but there is a massive, just blood everywhere, you know, especially in the kitchen. Like, what happened here, brother? And we're getting deep
When you
into it.
make brownies, it's in a box and it's already got everything. You just put in the eggs and the oil and the brownie mix. You don't do it from
Right.
scratch.
Some people do that, and some people do it from scratch. But I get where you're coming
can't
from
see
because I don't
Gypsy
think
doing that.
Gypsy knows how to cook a single thing. We already heard her say she went and got a box of mac and cheese and did not know how to make it. So I mean, like, hello. So I'm with you.
I don't.
If
But when I
Gypsy
see
made
the
any, if Gypsy made anything from scratch, it would like kill everybody.
like for real. Oh, can somebody explain to me whose blood this is then? Like, this is the kitchen floor and it has blood everywhere, like on the floor. It's outrageous how much they took. And she tried to clean, you know, she tried. Like, look at this. Look at that. Like, I'm not crazy, but no, she cannot cook, Unique. It's so sad she did because, you know, Dr. Phil, as much as I don't like the guy, he was like, he played her the video of her and Nick in the hotel room where she's giggling and laughing. And by the way, I want to let you all know, I wish I can play it, but maybe I'll make a video of it and post it on TikTok where she goes, remember Icky Button? She almost sang that to Nick in that video. And I was like, oh, that girl. Uh-huh. But anyway, yeah, we really have to. I have to show you, and then you can make because you're a great comedian when it comes to those videos. But yeah, she was like, "Icky button," and I was like, "Did you just make a mistake, sweetheart? Cause And then she's like, "Hey, he's eating brownies and he's eating me."
When she
Like,
laughs like a little girl, it creeps me out so bad.
so much. And here's that one when I was showing you guys all the way up in the kitchen cabinet. Here you go. What do you think Nick is doing all the way here? Do you know? I don't remember him saying anything about the kitchen. And this is the, I guess they have like pantry closet or whatever it is. But this is the mix that she mixed, I guess, to clean the carpet with. And the only reason I think it's this one, not just because that they're taking it into evidence, just because this wetness right here is too fresh. And she did say she used some sort of cleaner and she can't remember what it was magically. She did go to Lowe's. Oh, my land. I just want to know what was in Lowe's. What would Gypsy buy from Lowe's, y'all? Anybody? A Hoyer lift? Does anybody know what a Hoyer lift, by the way? I know I say it, and I know what it is because I worked as a CNA in my life, but does anybody else know what a Hoyer lift
Where
is?
this pull up and puts them in the bed for you, and right?
Yeah, I just don't want people to get confused. Yeah, it's a machine where you...
Like when you're taking care of like quadriplegic people or, you know,
Yeah, it's like
people.
it's almost like a swing where it picks you up,
Yeah.
like a crane, and then picks you up where you're comfortable. It holds you from the neck all the way to your hips or underneath your knees. Picks you up, and you can actually maneuver it with remotes, and then move the swing, and then adjust the bed, adjust it on the bed, the person that's in it. But anyway, as you can see, and this is still the top cabinet that I showed you guys earlier. We discussed this one right here. And then this is where I ruined everything. They did take this bag over here. No idea what's in it. I tried to look so hard, and I'm like, I can't open the bag.
Oh, there's her
Yeah,
prop glasses.
I was gonna say, do you have anything to say about this right here? Please help.
I just think that those glasses were props that she used when they would do their scams to make her look more pitiful. You know, so
Those are terrible glasses too.
Yeah, and you can buy those at like CVS or wherever, and they're just
You can get
readers.
those at Dollar Tree or
Or
Dollar
that, but they're
General.
readers.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma had those. Not my grandma I lived with. My mom's mom. She had readers. Like she had like 15 pairs.
Yeah, because my question was to Tap before. I said, is she wearing contacts now? Does she have a better vision? Because, you know, she doesn't have any glasses.
She had glasses when that one picture of her in court, she had a pair of glasses on. But that was the only one.
Yeah, why was she wearing those?
To look more pitiful.
Like, well, that's the thing. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, did she ask him for a pair of glasses? Like, why was she wear glasses then, and now she's not wearing any glasses? Period. Alejandra said that I think her mother or Dan tried to get out of the kitchen Well, Alejandra. I don't know how tall Dan is, but we know how tall David Blanchard is. Not saying anything. Don't overread my eyes and my body language. But let's go back to my original theory so we can wrap up this night.
Yes, I'm tired.
You and me. I have no voice. I've not slept. Right here, this is Dee Dee's room, obviously, as you guys can see. Not that she's messy. And I truly believe all this junk that was thrown everywhere is Gypsy's doing to make it look like this is what my mom is, like she painted her such a dirty picture.
Well,
and after what I'm going
real quick
through,
about the
please.
toes. Remember about the toes?
Yes, please.
We never did go back and check, but in Dee Dee's crime scene photos or whatever of her body, her toes looked like bruised, like dark, which is like what happens to diabetic people's toes. My mom, hers were that way, and I Googled it and looked it up. So it would just go towards the narrative that yes, she was sickly. Dee Dee was sickly towards the end of all this. So she could not have been the aggressor, like Gypsy made her out to be.
Right.
At that time, and definitely.
Right, and I completely agree with you.
Yeah, a picture of her toes, and they look bruised.
Yeah, they look pitiful. Like you can tell by her toes the level of her illness was at.
Yeah, and a lot of that
I agree with you.
mess could be because of her sickliness plus Gypsy's a slob.
Right.
I just wanted to say that so before I forgot.
Yeah. Yes. No, good. I like that because I'm like that. Because sometimes if I don't say it, then I don't know. I'll forget it. I do have a figure. Okay, good. Gizzy bug. I'm glad you know what a Hoyer lift is. Thank God. I just don't want people to get confused because I keep saying Hoyer lift, and I know what it is. And it's funny because they don't have a Hoyer lift, but we all know that Dee Dee wasn't a small lady. No disrespect to her. But yeah. Now Gypsy, Lord. There's a reason. Like, whose glove is this? They mailed the gloves and the knife supposedly to the Nick's house.
One glove.
Why is it one glove?
I heard somebody say in one of these videos I've watched that she mailed the knife with one glove.
See, you can't tell because the gloves were like smushed together, so you really can't tell if it was one or two.
The other glove right there.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't tell if it was two or one because I remember you saying that somebody did say that. Oh, no, hell no. No. I have 2 kids and Unique, I have 2 kids. And then no, they can have a fever and they don't even like you. No kid is happy. And then another thing, thank you for reminding me, Unique. Another thing, there's not a single child over here in this world that after age of 5 that you can force their ass to sit in a freaking wheelchair, let alone sit in their house with their family and stay still.
No.
This girl knew and wanted to, and this is my other point of view, which thank God we're doing this tonight because I've been holding it so much. It's been driving me crazy. This is what I believe happened. I believe Gypsy was so manipulative that she, every time her mom shows up or her mom is around, she'll act like she's the weakest person in the world. So Dee Dee truly loved her daughter so much that she was like, my daughter is sick. For example, if you guys would watch the documentary or Mommy Dead and Dearest or something, it's on A&E and it's on
The
Lifeline.
Gypsy's
I
Revenge.
purchased it. Her uncle was like, there was a birthday party and Dee Dee drove off to the store to get something. And then Gypsy at the time was like, can I play on the trampoline? And her uncle's like, we said, of course you can. Here goes Gypsy playing on a trampoline. Who do you know that's a child that's playing on a trampoline that's aware of their surroundings? One, keep that in mind. Two, he said as soon as Dee Dee pulled over, Gypsy fell like a wet rag. And then when Dee Dee came out of the car, she snapped and said to everybody, y'all know she can't walk. And he said she picked her up and put her in her wheelchair and took her inside the house. Tell me what child you know that's aware. I was telling Tat here, some kids are jumping on top of other kids' heads and they won't stop because they're not even aware of their surroundings. Like when you're in the trampoline, you can't stop these kids. Like they're not, I don't know who they are, who they become, but when they're on the trampoline, I don't know what happens to them. They're not here. Let alone you're watching for your mom to come so you can pretend that you're not well and you're weak and you can't move. Take two, where Gypsy is 5 years old and she's in a pageant show and she's laying on the ground refusing to do a dance number with the rest of the class. And her mom has that recorded and she's trying to encourage her to get up and do it. But Gypsy's laying on the ground refusing to dance as a 5-year-old. Not Gypsy making it. Everybody on this planet Earth is making it Dee Dee. Oh, Dee Dee is making her daughter sick. Dee Dee is forcing her daughter to be in a wheelchair. Dee Dee is taking her daughter to all the doctors. Dee Dee is fighting with the doctors. But okay, I'm a mom. Gypsy looks like a freaking possum. She looks like she has issues with her eyes. She looks like she has issues with her head. She looks like she has issues probably with her brain. No disrespect to any child, okay? But if my child looked like that, I would 100% think there's something wrong with them. Gypsy looked the part.
She's the poster child for
And then she was premature too. And then Dee Dee is the type of person, she's like, okay, this is her first child. She happened from a love marriage or a love relationship. Dee Dee was so in love with Rod, and she was so respectful and nice. And the fact that she loved and respected Rod, that she built a relationship with this Christy, the unfaithful one, who we don't want to discuss because it's not her turn right now. But Dee Dee was a respectful woman. Yeah, okay, everybody's going to attack me and say, oh, well, she stole. She used her dead mom's credit cards and stuff like that. The girl wanted to survive and take care of her daughter. Nobody was helping her, apparently. She stole. She wrote bad checks to buy
maybe
things.
Scam artist. That doesn't mean you deserve to die like that.
No. But when her daughter, is behaving like she's sick, she's behaving like she can't move, she's behaving like she can't walk, and then Dee Dee's like, okay, she does have a chromosome disease. She goes digging, like we all dig. We all go through a rabbit hole trying to figure out what's this. We get more information. If we're so involved, right? Like right now, I'm involved in this case. What am I doing? I've dug so deep, it's drove me crazy. And she's not my daughter. Nick is not my son. Dee Dee's not my mom. But I've dug. So as a mom, I put myself in her shoes. I'm like, okay. She's like, my daughter has a certain disease. Okay, this is what the disease has. So far, check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4. Okay, my daughter's weak. She get into a motorcycle accident with her grandpa. And then she has a major like thing on her ankle or something. But then she said her mom gave her a walker. And then she said on Dr. Phil, she indicated, he said, "Did you ever try to walk without the walker?" She said, "Yeah, I tried, and then my mom would catch me and put me in the wheelchair." So what are you trying to say, Gypsy? That you, when your mom saw you, you fell and your mom caught you.
Good point.
Because what do you mean your mom she catch me? How she catch you and put you in a wheelchair? What does that mean? That means she caught you and picked you up and put you in a wheelchair. She didn't catch you and be like, come on, Gypsy. And then she's like, I craved her love so much that I was willing to do anything. And then if I was a bad girl, she'll love the cat more. She would love the cat more. So God forbid that your mom, I have 3 cats, by the way. God forbid I'm petting Titus, Payne, or Lucy. God forbid. So that means I'm mad at my kids. I'm being petty towards my kids. I'm loving the cats. Like, I'm not allowed to pet the cats and love on them like they deserve. Cats are very friendly people, and they're so cuddly, and you just want to like bite them, but you can't. So if your mom is playing with the cat, it's not because she don't like you or she's mad at you. But I love how you painted your mom into this bad person, and how you make then you get offended that the whole world is viewing her as this vicious person. She's like, but this is what I don't understand, why people are taking it wrong. My mom was not a mean person. My mom was very nice. She loves to cook and feed everybody. She gives everybody hugs. Well, Gypsy, who painted your mom this way? Other than you. So that's my point, is that I think Dee Dee did everything as a mom would. And when Gypsy's around, again, goes back to my point, there's no flipping 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids on planet Earth can sit still for the love of the heavens. If you even go just to visit your family, you're like, here, sit down. Just stay sitting. I will sit right here. And they listen and they stay still. They have like, no disrespect, but it's like they have like bugs underneath their butts that they can't sit still. It's how kids are. This girl voluntarily pretended she's weak and sick, because that goes forward to the video I posted on my TikTok where Dee Dee is actually in the hospital in her hospital gown, pushing around poor old Gypsy to the vending machines so Gypsy can get a snack. Does that not register with people? Like, it's just nobody, like, it's the lady is in a hospital. If she didn't think her daughter is weak and she cannot walk by her damn ass self, she wouldn't get out of her bed and push her daughter to go get a stupid ass snack for her rotten teeth. And she probably wanted a freaking soda. I don't think Dee Dee had any control of anything that happened in Gypsy's medical history, period. That's absolutely my opinion. And from everything I've noticed, and as a mom myself, I think she has nothing to do with anything that medically went with Gypsy. I think the eye surgeries, she still need more eye surgeries. Her lazy eye is like off the chain, going haywire.
Yeah.
Like her mouth when she talks, it gets full of saliva. I'm like, can we get a suction here? Do you know what I mean? Can somebody help me? Can we get a suction over like, like the
Always
dentist?
licking that overhang, whatever the top lip she's got thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I call it hanging Chad. But anyway, he's always licking that.
Like, and the way she licks is not a normal lick at all. It's just
Well,
like
that's the tongue darts. I think that's something that is part of the chromosome deletion too. Tongue darting.
I mean, she's like a slither, and it's just like I don't know. Like, it's just like everything. She still looks it. She still looks like she needs more help, and I'm sure right now, because I'm like thinking, first, girlfriend, if your mom was diabetic, it's coming.
Oh yeah.
It's coming.
Especially when you eat nothing but cheese fries.
It's coming, whether you like it or not. And your whatever gene that you had from your father, thank him very much. And Rod knew about Gypsy and her condition and her whenever she's out of the wheelchair, whenever she's not in a wheelchair, and when she is in a wheelchair. Rod knew.
Christy said she always knew she could walk also. So if Christy knew, Rod knew.
Everybody in the family knew Gypsy could walk behind Dee Dee's back. And Gypsy wanted to paint her mom a picture. I don't know why she wanted to paint her mom such a bad vision to everybody in the world. But I don't know why she pretended so hard to be the sickest, weakest child a mom could ever have. And that's why Rod is like, man, this girl has a lot of problems. And then Gypsy's probably making it sound like whenever her mom was like, oh, I don't think she's going to live to this age and this age, because at age 18, Gypsy's probably pretending the most. You know what I mean? She probably shot her mom and she was like, oh, with that BB gun. And she probably was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what this is. You know what I mean? Like, and when going to Aaliyah, and Aaliyah's like, oh, Dee Dee was like, no, don't talk to my daughter this way. She has a mind of a child. That's legitimate. She believes her daughter has a mind of a child. Legitimately. So when everybody wants to attack Dee Dee this, Dee Dee that, she's like ruined Gypsy's life. And here's another thing. This is on Gypsy's bed, remember? And that's another point I wanted to make, that Nick never, what's the other term for children viewing? Finished. Nick never finished.
Right.
Nick never finished. So who finished over here on Gypsy's bed? Because Nick never finished in the movie theater. Nick never finished in after the supposedly act. Nick never finished when she moved in with his house, in his family's house. So Nick never actually did anything with her other than, you know, the movement, the motion.
Mhm.
But yeah, and that's why you will see the bottles on whether it's Dee Dee's medication bottles or Gypsy's medication bottles. There's baby words on them, and again, the reasoning behind the baby words is because legitimately, Dee Dee believed her child was a child, no matter what age she was. And here's more my deepest evidence area, which is the utensil drawer. Lord, it gives me an anxiety just because when it comes to drawers, I'm so OCD. It's just like drives me crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like
Oh
drawer,
well, it's crazy.
like you know, like I'm so weird when it comes to drawers. Like they have to be neat. I don't know what it is, but anyway, these are the knives that look like they resemble. Wow, I can't speak anymore. They resemble the whatchamacallit on her back. You see that?
Oh, the wounds.
Yes. I just didn't want to word it,
Okay.
and because the kids might accidentally open this and stuff like that. I don't, you know, it's a lot of
Right.
yeah. But you see that right here? That's not, you know. So they took this knife and this knife and this knife and then one more I'll show you. They took a lot out of here, but this blue knife as well, which they didn't take a great picture of. There's something else here. There's a lot of um, blood droplets in here. As you can see, this thing fills up quick with numbers. I'll show you. So far, you got 112, 113, 114, 115. And then they get close for you to see just in case, you know, because they take before and after. And again, this resembles a lot of 116. Here you go. Like I was showing you earlier. There's the blood. Girl don't know how to clean nothing. But 117. Then they put it here, along with there's blood over here as well. Just don't want to accidentally go into where we don't want to go. But anyway, here, there's blood over there, and that's Dee Dee's bedroom. See? I just want to show, like, Nick didn't do any of that. I want to prove my point. Why did I do that? And I can't leave out of here because Macy's probably asleep. Anyway, this is oh, okay, babe.
Hey, we're coming up on 3 hours.
We're leaving
Up
soon.
early. Take care of the dogs.
Oh yeah, you do. We're almost done, baby. We're almost done. I knew I should have done it, but I need help understanding this right here. Tat.
What?
This is underneath Gypsy's bed.
Yeah.
They did take this knife and this knife right here into evidence. But I looked this up and I don't even know what this is. I know CJ said it was something with the sci-fi
Yeah.
thing, whatever it's called.
vision or whatever it is. Yeah.
Some sort of prop. But are these legitimate knives or what are they?
Well, there's fake hands and testicles, and that's been. I saw that on
What?
Jetta's on TikTok. Her posts, she has had that on there. That is what they took into evidence. Now,
What'd you say? Can you repeat that?
didn't you see it? The tiny little hands.
Yeah, what are that?
Like
I was
body
asking.
parts. And,
Yeah, what is that?
And testicles.
For what?
I guess that was Gypsy's kind of toys. I don't know. See, that she was into a lot more than people realize.
Oh.
That is, I mean,
because first I thought she got maybe.
That has nothing to do with Nick, I'm sure.
Oh God, no. Nick. What drives me crazy about Nick is the fact that this girl could be like in her mood, and she'll text message him that she is literally in the mood, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Right. He's autistic.
Not there. Like he's literally. That shows a lot, and that's what drives me crazy about people are like, "Oh, he did this, he did that, and he R'd her mom." The hell he did. I'll fight you outside. No, he didn't.
He's so full of shit.
No, he did not. Poor guy. No, he did not. Stop. You guys don't even know what. No, stop. Like,
if anybody watches his interrogation, the entire video, he doesn't have that kind of a bone in his body at all.
No, he doesn't. No.
He's like a little boy.
Literally. No, he's not here. He's like literally like the way he. Okay, this is the only thing I couldn't comprehend from most of the video, the pictures I've
Somebody
seen.
donated one of those things with the shoe on it, like a leg. You know, okay.
Why are they taking it into evidence?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
he never finished. But you know, Alejandro, when it comes to life after lockup, she was telling me, she's like, you know, I never had an orgasm.
With any partner, yeah.
With any partner. And then Mia's like, what about yourself? Like, Mia's like, and like, welcome to the real world of womanhood. What about yourself?
But I just so don't even believe that with Gypsy. I don't believe it.
Oh God.
She is so over hypersexual.
Oh God.
I mean, she was planning to have sex after the murder.
She sure did. She did it before, after, and during.
She couldn't wait. Like,
no, she did it while the situation was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, right here, there was blood splatters over here as well. I just want to let you know. That's why remember we were looking at these and we're like, what the heck? Why are there hats in there? She always wear hats. It's not a big deal. Like, why are these so, such a situation? But right here, there were actually blood.
I wonder if that's where one of that.
And by the way, that shaky baby thing, I don't know if you can see it, but this is exciting for me.
Ooh.
It's a lot of Dee Dee's medications.
Oh yeah. For sure.
But this is for her
don't get me started on that closet.
God, I don't want to talk about it. You talk about giving me an anxiety.
And how they tried to act like that was what she was
doing. You see it right here?
Gypsy. That was such a joke.
You see it?
Yeah.
Gypsy's closet? I think what happened is, you know why there's numbers here? I think what happened is Gypsy kept running in here, grabbing things to throw in her mom's room, and go in here, grabbing things in her mom, to make it look like it's such a disastrous mess. You know what I mean? And left evidence everywhere she went. Because Starlight was like, what why would they? What does this magazine had to do with anything? They wouldn't take it for no reason. Why is why would they mark these as evidence that they're taken in?
I don't know. I've looked at that too and had no idea what.
Because the girl was running in here, grabbing crap from here, and throwing them in her mom's room to make it look like a hoarder mess, to cover the scene from all the mess that she has. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like,
Cover,
I
to
had
help
to
cover
like
some of
dig
the
so
blood
hard.
and stuff.
Yes, yes, because you know she's such a clean freak. And this is the one that which one was it that here, this witchcraft book nonsense? Probably Dee Dee had that when she was like maybe younger, whatever. But I don't think she does anything with it, to be honest with you. But I would like to see that mason jar, you know. Like she was chained in the shed, I guess, right?
That's what she had.
Because she can't do it in her room. There's no where. Now this is I couldn't see anything here. They're eating well through cancer. And this is where it takes me to Dee Dee had cancer.
I wouldn't even go there right now.
Remember the whole picture I sent you guys, and you said, you know, it probably left the building to the right side, which I'm gonna speak in code so people don't think and, you know, try to look her up. But Rod said they found a book about cancer, and he's like, oh, I can't believe that they had that. But Dee Dee was sick, and me and CJ looked at that picture so bad, and I was like, doesn't that look like what I think it is? And she's like, yeah, it does. And then I was looking here, I was like, why would they take this into evidence? I would love to see the autopsy and the results of all this investigation, everything they took. Because
Okay.
was Nick back here?
Wait. Now, did you make your final point yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, what do you want to say?
I don't want to start on anything else until you've finished that.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'd rather you get that over with.
You're gonna forget.
No.
Okay. Also, this baby wipe is outside, like the right here, like along with the mess, like we discussed earlier. Which here you go. Tat, you want to take this one?
No.
Please take it.
What? Why?
Because you know I'm trying to bite my tongue and not get cause a whole, you know.
We just don't know what that is. We don't know.
Who's dirty? Who's Dirty Dan over here? Whose hands were so filthy that the sanitizing station got messed up, the light switches got messed up, the bathtub is black.
Yeah, I don't know what that's from.
Whose hands were this grummy? And did he use maybe tar or tire something to black to like stop his fingerprints? Maybe his dumbass.
No.
I looked into David hand, and it's possible that this are girl. Where are they?
What?
I want to see the pictures. Amanda Grace. Oh my gosh. What's my email?
What
What's
is
my
it?
email? I want to see his hands.
Well, we can see his hands tomorrow.
This girl, she woke up. Sorry. Okay, here you go. Does his hand look like he has grease on them, Grace? Amanda Grace? Anywho, whoever it is wasn't able to hide much unless he thought whatever he was using would help. They took the fan too? Okay. It was just like a really gruesome crime scene. Here you go. I think this picture is a lot better. It's like I have no answer for these. Like, and that takes me to the interrogation where Gypsy was like, "Oh, I can't remember my aunt, whatever her name's phone number. The only people I know the phone numbers to is my mama, the guy I'm with that got arrested, and my friend Dan, which we are not on speaking terms." And I'm like, "Oh, that's why she never went with him anywhere." He probably was like, "No, I'm not getting involved." She probably was like, "Okay, my mom is done. You know, she's no longer here." And he's like, "Oh, hell no, I'm not getting involved." You know what I mean? I feel like that's how it played out, but that's just where my mind went. And again, this is the hallway where I believe the scene happened, right around here somewhere. And there's blood droplets everywhere on the walls. I know the dragging of the body probably was from here through that thing that's tied around, came back around here and through here, and then pulled and thrown over here. That's why the bed doesn't have the as much blood as it should, because the lady was not there. Basically, it wasn't done on the bed. It was done outside in the hallway, dragged through here, through this area right here specifically, and then pulled up and thrown on the bed somehow. And I think those little tie knots, weird orange looking thing, has to do with the whole motion of whether they grabbed her and pulled her through it or what. I just, you picture it, but I'm just painting it for you so I can go ahead and summon up this video. And thrown over here, and Gypsy went and did her thing. I do believe that whether it's with the toy that was available, or this person is actually sick in the head, and while the motion of Dee Dee being jabbed, that he decided, either to, pleasure himself or something in the scene. But there is some sort of R word involved in Dee Dee's situation, to me, based on everything that I've seen in these. But again, this is my opinion. I don't have legitimate.
And the question that the the
Yes, and
check out
thank you
Nick.
so much. Thank you so much for pointing that out because I get lost in my thoughts. Thank you so much, Ted. Yes, the questions from the female detective interrogating Nick, asking him if he has touched her anywhere, if he has put his, what, on her, if he had put his tongue on her, if he had kissed her, if he had, any sort of anything that is sexual or could be sexual or naughty with Dee Dee. She was asking him in any way possible to see if he did.
It
Because
led me to think that they had found some kind of, on Dee Dee or in her.
correct, and that goes toward the investigators when they said we'd normally do this anyway for a scene like this. They did a rape kit and they sent it off. And then they had another detective go on stand and he said, I, signed off on it. I was in the room when they did it and I signed off on it. And a third person got on there. He said, yes, I signed off on it and I took it. And the other person witnessed it, signed off on it. Like it was a series of people that handled that as well. And it was a lot of conversation about, like, it was a lot of multiple people been asked about that, which Nick's lawyer did not follow through and asked if there was anything found. But you don't ask, you don't respond, because you're only supposed to respond to what you're asked for when you're on the stand, period. And you just have to follow those directions. So they can't just use and say. But that's another reason why I think my reasoning behind of her being the R word. But yeah, Dee Dee was hurt in the hallway, like completely done in the hallway, finished off in the hallway, dragged all the way here, thrown on the bed, done whatever's done to her, and then Gypsy remembers that she has to contact Nick, messages him, lets him know, like, oh, I made peace with my mom. And then disappears a little bit more, and then comes back and talks to him some more and disappears again. She's like, oh, I was taking a bath. And you can see the bath, what it looks like, while Gypsy was taking a bath. And then she's like, I shaved my private. And then he's like, oh, what about your legs? And she's like, oh, I'll do those after you do that tomorrow. But that's what I think. And then I want to say, but I don't want to say his name, but my opinion, my thinking, my theory is that I think possibly could be that the person who said that they went through the window is possibly involved in it. Again, going back to the beginning of this video where I said it sounds very suspicious that you want to go through when you were so adamant to go through a window where somebody might be dangerous in there or something like that.
He could have even just been involved in helping clean up or cover up.
Possibly something.
It doesn't mean that we're not saying that for sure.
I'm not saying for anything for sure. I'm just saying somehow his DNA might be involved in there and he's itching to make sure that he has a reason to, if that ever comes out, he'd be like, well, I went in there to check. So he just wanted to have an alibi, I guess, for some sort. And that's my thinking, again, my opinion.
Well, yeah, he gave two different stories.
Yeah.
So that right there tells me he's got something going on in this.
Exactly, yeah.
We just don't know what yet.
I just don't know. And I do think Nick needs to find either different lawyers or whoever is doing the appeal is not appealing it the right way. I don't believe Nick did anything at all. I think Nick rehearsed a story to tell, and if you love me, you would do this, you would say that type of thing. And then here comes the detective. If you love Gypsy, if you want to do right by Gypsy, that's an automatic command for an autistic person. It clicks with what Gypsy tells him. If you love me, you would do this. If you love Gypsy, don't you want to protect Gypsy? Of course I do. And then he says, while he's alone, and you mentioned this to me, Tat, you said he's sitting there and he's saying, what he say? What does the truth give you other than
Yeah,
being
but I want to ask her, when he was talking to himself and he said, I want to ask her, what does the truth get me?
Mhm.
Almost like, you know,
He wants
had
to
more
tell
to
the
tell.
truth, but he didn't know. And he did ask her when she came back. He said, what does the truth give me other than being, what he honorable? And she didn't understand the cue or the question. And she's like, what do you mean? Or something. And he's like, what does the truth get me other than being honorable? She's like, and that's it. So obviously he's like, oh, basically nothing. Like he's not going to get away with anything. So I think Nick just wanted to protect Gypsy. He wanted to give her a better life. He thought she was under a lot of pain and he could not stand for her to be in pain. He loved her so much. He would not hurt her for the world. I know she goes around and says that he's abusive and how he was evil and he was this and he was that. I think what happened was that Gypsy decided to want to play role play with him. And she's like, well, do you have anybody that inside you that can play with Rudy or Ruby or whatever her name is? And he's like, I have a 500-year-old vampire. Name is Victor. He's pretty evil. You know what I mean? I think that's how it started. I don't think the innocent soul was like, guess what? I'm a freak and I have Victor who is this, who's that, and we can. You have a good night, Unique. Thank you so much for showing up for us and being here with us. Make sure you continue watching the rest tomorrow. We're almost done. I promise. I know it's been a long story, but it has to come out, and today was the day. Honestly, I don't know. I just triggered it. But yes, yeah, I don't think Nick just automatically was like, oh yeah, I have Victor. He's 500-year-old. I think it was just like, hey, you want to play role play? I like playing role plays, and I like dressing up, and I have this character in me, and I have this character in me, and she knew he was autistic and has Asperger. Like she knew because she was on the stand, and they asked her. They said, did you know he had? She's like, well, yeah. And she's not stupid. She researches everything and she knows exactly how to manipulate and how to talk. And just she tried to talk to him in daddy this, daddy that way. And it didn't click with him. He's like, oh yeah, I'll rock you back and forth on my lap. You know? But no, I I believe Nick is innocent. I don't think he even touched Dee Dee because in the interrogation I really need to go back and look at it so I can be exactly which part he was
She could have
confused
tricked
with.
him to thinking that he did it.
Correct, and that is a possibility because remember she wanted to do it late at night. He just traveled for 3 days straight. He has not slept on the bus because his mom told him to watch for everything. So he was alert at everything. So he has not slept all the way through until he got to the hotel. So the kid was absolutely exhausted and she probably tricked him and remember how she was like asking him if he wants an anxiety medicine or anything like that. She could have probably drugged him as well. You never know. But again, you never know. I don't know. I wasn't there. We weren't there. But this is what the house has painted for me. The evidence has painted for me. This is what the picture looks like to me. The puzzle going together is what it looks like to me. That's my theory. That's what the house painted that story for me. Between the house, Nick's interrogation, her interrogation, and her documentaries, the background of her families, what they said, how Dee Dee is, how Dee Dee's background is. It's just like a level of everything that pieced together this conclusion for me. And I'm sharing it with you guys. Again, this is my opinion, my personal belief. It's I don't have anything in evidence, but if they would share the autopsy with us and the
They're never
results of
going to
all
give
these. Stop
it was
saying that into
it was a
existence.
complete cover up. It was a
Stop
cover
saying
up.
that into existence. My
Well, they're
point
not
is,
going to. It's
if
this is a political like thing. It's a
well,
cover up.
that was then. How about now? How about now? That was then. That was
It's
2015.
still a cover up. It was covered up. It's always
I'm
they're never going to give us that.
I'm saying if there's any justice in the United States of America, where we just had yesterday, 4th of July, which is the freedom of being locked up with the freaking England. So therefore, if we have any justice in the United States, I would love for his stupid, excuse me, no disrespect, for his lawyers to actually provide an appeal that actually has to do with the freaking crime scene and the evidence itself. I would love the autopsy to come out. I would love the evidence and the report of that to come out as well, to be read and to be to the world and to prove me wrong. Prove Gypsy right. Prove somebody. I just want the justice system in the United States to legitimately come out and actually show us how united and truthful we are. We stand one nation under God, right? So can we please just provide us a true justice? And I have issues with the justice system myself. I don't feel like they protect us as much as they should. And for victims, somehow they disappear. But for criminals, gypsies hanging out around here and going to my point where we should have started this whole video with, Gypsy is attacking Ryan, painting him out to be the bad guy. Ryan is still alive, therefore Ryan is now goes on lives and says, "No, I didn't do that. I didn't behave this way. I didn't say that way. I didn't feel that way." Gypsy's lying. Now, since he's alive, he's able and capable of saying his side of the story, as everybody should respect and understand that this is his truth, as much as everybody else believes that just this gypsy's telling the truth all the time, which is absolutely false. Dee Dee is not here to tell her truth, to tell you guys that Gypsy is a liar, to tell you guys I did not do this to this girl. This is what happened. This is what happened. She's not here to say that. And Gypsy thinks that Ryan is the same way because she has him under her spell. No, sweetheart. The spell is being broken. Ryan is seeing you for who you are. Therefore, whatever you're doing, all the lies, Ryan's like, no, I. This girl is making me look so bad. No, it's not true. That's not me. That's not what I did. That's not how I felt. I loved you very much. I cared for you. I wanted to protect you. I wanted to be there for you. Ditto to Nick. Nick is being quiet in prison, not getting the health he needs, the mental health that he needs, the care that he needs. It's pitiful. So pitiful. He's going to be 40 and he's pitiful because everybody wants to believe Gypsy, but the evidence speak for themselves. I don't have to see anything. The only reason I'm wanting the reports to come out with a signature stamped on it is just to shut everybody else. I already see what I see through what I've already dug through. What do you think, Tat?
Yeah, I mean, my mind's made up. I just have to go through. There's so much in this case, but if we keep talking it out, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, my biggest example is to let you know, like, this right here, why am I pausing this whole picture on this one? Why? Because of the fact that this is outside Dee Dee's room. This is not a shoe size that they cut
The
around.
fact that they cut,
A
I
piece
mean,
of
come on.
carpet that was soaked with blood that she tried to clean up
And yeah, it's
is
stuff
right
like that
there.
that they will not let get to the mainstream media.
And that's what I have to say so far. I have more to say, but it's late. But that's my point. Like, I think I've hit a lot of bullet points. Unless I'm missing something, Tat, please remind me.
No, I mean, that's the gist of what you were telling me the other day. So
Yeah. I did want to make a video and make it into a painting for you guys so you guys can see it. But Macy fell asleep. What were you gonna say though, Tat, earlier? And you said you'll wait.
oh, I wasn't going to say anything. I just didn't. I wanted to make sure that you got finished your point and wrapped it up before, just so that you got that done, and then if we end, we'll know it's done.
Yeah. Is there something that I need to say to provide a disclaimer that I'm not like accusing anybody anything? I mean, like I said, I'm only going by what my eyes are seeing, and I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to walls and inside cabinets. And Macy, if she was awake, she would tell you guys that I'm a little cray-cray. I like to bleach the walls. So the first thing when I looked, I automatically saw that there was blood droplets all over the walls. And I was going to show you guys I guess the edge of the knife that hit the wall that was missed, I guess, somehow, and was taken a picture of. But I can make another video and post it on my TikTok.
That sounds great to me.
Anything else you'd like to add, Tat? Oh, look who's a dirty Dan. See it?
Uh-huh.
Dirty Dan karma came back around.
Yep. We'll see you on the next one.
Right.
On the next
Right.
live.
Yeah. Well, my name is Queen Diva, and what do you call me? I'm your forensic.
Oh yes, forensics division.
I'm the forensic division of Macy and Tat crew. We really need a group name. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We try to respond as much as we
Follow,
can.
like, and share.
Yes, please. Hit the bell icon so you can get notifications. Hello.
Ding, 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 ding.
And my positive pregnancy test is from Sir Morbid's skeleton.
Oh my god.
my God.
You guys have a great night, and thank you for listening and being here with us and sharing that. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Good night.